Now we're unmuted. Hello, Pastry Puff. You're on the wrong side for me. Let's fix that. So look at this, Mars. This is where I'm going with it right now.
Ooh. Oh, this is lovely.
How much? Hello,
Ori
Mason.
was giving me a bit of a spoiler earlier today with this one.
Yes.
Hello, Pastry Puff. Hello, Mason. Welcome, welcome.
And we have closed captionings, Dichotomy, who's not here.
Yes,
at the moment, but
we
may be
do.
here. We shall see.
When Dichotomy shows up, he'll be
Yes.
very happy.
Oh, I just inhaled
Don't
wrong.
die.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Jesus. You okay?
Oh, yes, I'm okay. I just drank water. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mason. You have to live out of spite. That's what you gotta do.
You really do.
That's what it
Mason,
is.
Mason, I'm talking to you directly. They don't want you to be happy. The best fight you could put up is being happy.
It's gonna be hard. I
And
understand.
showing them.
It will be difficult. But
It ain't gonna be easy, but we
It's
persevere, we
temporary.
keep creating.
we can fix anything
We don't
as
give
long
up.
as we stay alive. That's it. You gotta be around.
Find your community, protect each other.
Exactly. I was gonna say something else. We have cool news that will be announced on the comic anniversary.
Yes!
That is why I
Oh,
am
I'm so
doing
excited.
this. Okay, so very exciting news.
Comic anniversary isn't next week, is it?
It is next week, isn't it?
Holy
I
shit!
think it is actually. Yeah. Now I have to look at my calendar.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's a week from
God.
Thursday, guys.
Wow.
Comic 2-year anniversary. A week from Thursday. Not exactly sure what we're gonna do on that day to celebrate.
Thunderstorms smell like?
Something. Very masculine. I got like I got like a sample. They gave me like a sample of that one in the end. It smells like if you think of like a man's scent. You know what I'm saying? Like the classic like men's scent, you know?
So I'm like, huh,
That's
that
what it
is a
smells like.
choice.
Yeah. I mean when you think about it, all those like concept ones are very like classic men's scents, you know? They like to do that. No, big eyes, Pastry Puff, massive eyes. We're moving forward.
Yes.
It's so cool, so exciting. It's able to be exactly how we want it. I'm very excited, and that is why I am
so excited. Like, Ori, you sent me that news earlier today.
Right?
And
Oh, I got the news. And I was
text cannot convey how excited I was. No, it's not going to be full of Outcast spoilers, Dichotomy.
We spoil a lot of things, and thus the spoiler tag is for that. However, we will not spoil Outcast. No matter how much we do want to talk about it, we refuse because we need it to be cool. You know what I'm saying? We need it. We need you to get hit and all the whatevers. No spoilers. Do you have ears, Dichotomy? I'm assuming. So yes, enthused. So yeah, we just announced, but I'll keep talking about it because I love talking about it. Mars and I got really cool news about a thing that will be FP, face profile. PFP, isn't that what it is? No, you're just up to. Hey, glad that you have the closed captionings now, though. Works
It's not
out.
profile. I don't know.
Profile photo, profile picture. I believe that's what we're talking about. Oh, folding
yes.
planets. That's what we're talking about. Folding
within-
planets. FP folding planet. I'm thinking PFP profile picture, right? Like that's.
Well,
that's what
no,
my
not
brain.
you saying PF profile photo. Ah, yes, photo with an F.
Frictofograph, Mars. Frictofograph.
Frictofograph.
Okay,
was that a purposeful fuck up, or did I actually trip over my tongue?
So you tripped over it originally. That specific one is you like goofing.
Oh, okay.
So you fucked up, and then you like, you know, the classic like, what the hell did I just frictofograph? Which is not what you fucked up actually. You fucked up that word, but you didn't frick it up in that way. Versus I said crisis, and then we just went crisis. I'm having a crisis. My crisis. I'm so curious what the captions will say to that one. They're saying I'm saying twice. Oh yeah, that one's confusing. Okay, dichotomy, we rarely go by floating planets. Also, I have, like, at this point, I manage way too much shit. In a good way, but in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? I am the social media manager of Ace 2D, Origami, and Folding Planets, basically. Mars does her Lore of Mars thing, but I'm only referred to as Ori. It's the whole thing.
I mean, I'm Lore of Mars wherever I go.
I feel
that
it,
never
pastry.
changes.
Yeah, I remember. Croissant! So, croissant.
Can I get
croissant?
a croissant?
So then I got the croissant. Croissant! I hope it's that audio. You'll know if it is. I'll know. I'm so curious. The subtitles must be so bad. The closed captioning. I'm trying to do it right. Subtitles are only when you're changing languages. We do captions and closed captions. Yeah, see, same hat, pastry puff, same hat.
Same hat.
But yes, so we have big news to announce a week from Thursday on the Outcast anniversary. So next week, these streams will be flipped. We'll have Comic Corner for the anniversary on Thursday, and we'll have Making Time on Tuesday. What this thing I got was... I don't know. We have not said it. I have to announce it next week, if that's what we're talking about. I feel that's what we're talking about. We're not gonna announce it now. We have to have something for the main day.
I think that is what we're talking about.
Yes. The thing that we are getting is to be announced next week on the anniversary. Yeah.
So hold your horses, guys. It's an announcement coming soon. Not quite tonight, so hang in there.
Definitely. I'll just start speaking Japanese. Like, breathe if you like me, recite the entire Bible in Japanese if you don't. But, yeah, no, thank you. Hold them tight, Enthuse.
Consider the horses out.
We're so excited.
Don't let them go until next week, Enthuse.
So excited. I'm so happy. This has been, like, in the works for a while now, and then it's finally, like,
Ori and I
starting
have been talking about it for
made.
a long time.
For, like, a while. When was the first... I don't even know when I started this endeavor. Like, I did it, Mars. I pulled the trigger. Remember that? I'm like, I made a bad financial decision. I did it. Let's look at our chats.
It didn't have to be a bad financial decision. We can go in halvesies on it. Because we're both the co-owners of Folding Planets. You thought I'd let you do this on your own?
Never.
No way. No way.
Okay. Nope, there's a lot of... God. That says that. That says that. Okay. Looks like since about November.
Ori, thank you so much for that code.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. No,
like, holy crow, that was a good
man,
code.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, no, it was great. Good shit. Yeah, guys, I word of mouth had Mars spend her money, but I had coupons for her to use, so it worked out. Oh, God, I want to talk about it so bad. I have to hold myself back, guys. Use code Ori.
Hold yourself
we
back,
don't have any,
Ori.
We don't have, affiliate links. We're not that cool. If I'm being completely honest, it's part we're really not that big, and part I'm kind of lazy. This is a side thing, and well, like, sponsorships is always like, that would be cool. There's a lot of shit that happens with like the honey one is the recent issue. Goes
into that.
Not even going into it, just like shady shit
you heard
on
about
the company.
Honey?
Yeah. I heard about honey. Dude, all I do is fucking listen to people tell me about internet drama while I draw.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That is such a mood. I could literally listen to a whole like YouTuber drama series.
Oh yeah, about
in the
YouTubers I've never heard
background while I'm
before.
drawing.
Seriously.
Oh yeah, YouTubers I've never even watched in my life.
Yeah, I just
it could
find
be about
a commentary channel that does good research.
the tech guy,
I like how
and
they
I'm
talk.
Like, yep, base. Let's
And
do
it's
this.
like, great, now I will listen to anything you say. Just
Ori,
hours.
I
The
figured it
longer-
out.
What?
We don't like true crimes because it's too gory and too
It's
real.
and too real, yeah.
This is our version of true
This
crime.
is our version. Yeah. No. I like to listen to internet drama, but I specifically like to listen to internet drama mostly about people that I like never knew. So far, there's only been one internet drama series that I have listened to that was specifically about a content creator that I did listen to, basically because she made content. It was the Illuminati. If you guys know
here
about
it
that,
is.
yeah.
Ooh. Yes, we like fake crimes.
Yes,
like AA.
Markiplier. Yeah, exactly.
Like
I like the joke crimes, guys. I like the joke
like Professor
crimes.
Layton. We like the joke crimes.
Them joke crimes.
Okay, where the hell is my...
I don't even know what chests we were looking at.
I am trying to draw and my pad is not plugged in.
Nice.
Go
Not
me.
that Illuminati. Illuminati, like oh naughty, like that. That's how it's spelled. But she was a
Come on,
triangle.
pen.
Basically, she like did a lot
You
of
know you wanna
plagiarism,
work.
and then she was just a real asshole, like in real life, like real bad, and did like lawsuits and stupid shit, and it was just real stupid. And it was like,
Yep.
it all started, I found out about it, and I listened to her basically because it was just like, it's like information in the form of long form videos that I could just listen to, you know, in the background. That's my goal with Art Boreal when that gets up and running. That'll be yeah, but the last Y is an I.
That'll
And then you
fill
got
your guys' plant fix.
Well, and then so the goal with that is that obviously there will be visuals, right? But with the main goal of it being able to be listened to mostly more than anything. Just like these streams. You guys talk about these streams are like podcasts, and it's like, yeah.
Like you
That's it.
guys could watch us do art, or you could just have us on in the background.
Yeah. Which is what
Both
that's
are
the kind of content I
options.
consume the most. So it's easier that way.
I mean, I
yeah,
feel like
it
that's
really
very
does
much how
enthuse.
our brains operate on any piece of media. Like, we create what we would like.
Oh yeah.
Outcast, it's a story we would like. The format of our videos, it's a format we would like.
Yeah, recently, literally just recently, like the past couple days, because I always end up, I like find a channel and it's good for a while, and then they just like, they don't upload as frequently anymore, which is fine. Like, you know, have a life, guys. You know, I'm
Understand
not
people
trying to
have
do whatever.
lives.
But like, it's definitely like, okay, now I'm like running out of content. You
But
know
it's
what I'm
also
saying?
like, now I'm starved for content.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's like, okay, well, I used to have enough stuff to watch every day. Now I don't. And so it's like, gotta find another
I
one.
watched all your stuff. Now what do I do?
And so recently I found a YouTuber, and she does like art specific sort of controversy, mainly in like
Ooh.
people who are like accused of like art related scams, or like trying to pass off AI art, or like being tracers and stuff, and like just goes into like
topical.
depth about like, you know, why these people are sussy, and like why people are saying that they're tracers, or, you know, like kind of all the evidence and things like that. And there's
Oh,
one.
send me, please.
Oh, it's called Cat's. It's called Cat and Chat, and Cat is with a K because it's her name. Cat
Cat
and
and chat.
Chat.
Okay.
And it has like a little like chat icon with a cat as it's like blue.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. So I never could get into Sad Milk enthuse. I watched Blair from like way earlier when she did Reddit readings, because like I said, that's like the content I listen to while I'm drawing is Reddit readings. And so she was funny, and like, you know, her voice was good, you know, it matters. And so I watched
Oh,
that. And
yes,
then so
it
when she
does.
changed into like, you know, MLN exposure and stuff content, it was like, I'm still interested. Like, this is still interesting. It's still long form, just like mostly talking content, you know, I'll keep listening. I never really thought about Sad Milk. However, I do listen to The Click a lot. At one point, I was listening to One Topic a lot, but his are more you do have to look at them because they look at visual memes a lot more versus the Click doesn't look at visual memes as much, like mathematically. Hello, Estrock.
Hey, Estrock. Welcome.
Yeah, I tried to do a sad milk enthuse, but I couldn't do. They like talk. It's a lot of people talking a lot. My brain, it was too brain stuff. Oh, One Topic is goated. I also love the Click. I also watched like a Jammy Dodger. I listen to them, and now because his wife Shaba now is like doing big like Am I the Asshole stuff, and then they do one together as well. I listen to her a good amount now.
Ooh, so they're kind of collabing?
We're not talking about the content mills. Yeah, they collabed for 1-800 Drama. That's like their podcast. And they do it together once a week, and then she just does Am I the Asshole once a week as well. So that... I don't remember that, Mason. No. Planet Dolan? I do not. We're not talking about content.
One of my go-tos is still Timsterdamus. I still love him in voice.
Yeah. Well, they just went on hiatus now. The baby is like here, I guess. It seems. But we mentioned Illuminati because we were talking about how I like to listen to drama content creators talking about stuff. I just like to hear people talk in the background, you know, and it's good content to listen. And so a lot of Reddit readings.
What can we say? We're tea fans. We like
it's not even necessarily
like
the tea.
teas.
It is just like the story content is the stuff that like you don't need to look at, right? Like I like Mariah Elizabeth
because it's just someone telling a story to you.
You have to watch her content. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like watching a show, right? I watch her. I'm not always 100% up to date, but I do try to watch like 90% of her videos because I do like her. She's funny and like, you know, art and stuff, you know, definitely that. I also watch Delightful, who's making a comeback, it seems, this year. Got life settled down, so very excited about that. Yes. I've like realized there's like a lot of content creators that are like names that I remember. No, that have like gone and they're just gone for years. And it's just like as long as you're okay, like cool, but like I miss you. Like Ellen Tori Art, big inspiration for me at the very beginning. I was like looking into try and get references because I want to do like a big style like study, I guess. I'm like really excited because that one artist it's not Carmageddon. I keep wanting to say it's Carmageddon, but it's like Carmadegan. That's what it is. Carmadegan. That one I sent you with the lighter fan art. Epic as fuck. I really want to do that. I really want to like study that. But I also love like Ellen Tori Art's style, especially her like mid-era style. And I also like ABD Illustrates and
it's so gorgeous.
Ikimaru. I think that's how you say Ikimaru. They do a lot of like
the one.
The Clans. Yeah. So I definitely want to like do that.
It was like back in the heyday.
And but like so I was like looking into Ellen Tori Art stuff
how good some of Ellen Tori stuff is.
And it's like been AWOL since like 2022. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm actually looking. The last thing, 2022.
I found like the Discord, and the Discord like people still exist in, but like 2 years. Crazy. It's 2025 now.
That's nuts.
But it's like crazy. You think of the events rather than the creators. You're talking about like the drama, Estrock. Yeah, literally only Illuminati is like a content creator that I can remember, that I can think of, that like was somebody that I did watch and had controversy. Basically everybody else I listened to about the drama is people I've never fucking heard of. So I like the ones that they give you like the whole context all the way through. Like I'll go back to the beginning. Oh, I will say I did watch Dream in his heyday. That was a lot of shit. That's new. There's new Dream shit I learned again from this content creator thing.
New content or new drama?
New drama with Tommy.
Oh shit.
And yeah, crazy shit. And then Wilbur had drama.
man.
Wilbur Soot had drama. He's that's a whole thing.
Oh,
I don't know
jeez.
what happened to Filza. There is so much more new drama. There's always drama.
When is there not drama?
Yeah, I don't dig for it. It's more just like I end up finding a content creator that like talks about stuff and I'm like, ooh, like I'm interested in that one. So it's basically like I listen to iNapper now and he talked about the Illuminati stuff and so I listened to that. And then I was just like, you're fun. I like you. Let's listen to your other shit. Oh, they're all long form, like hours or more? Sounds good to me. And now I know about all this like
perfect for arting.
TikTok drama that I've like, I don't know who these people are, you know, I don't care. Or I like kind of know who somebody is, but it's like, yeah, it's literally solely, like I don't do anything else with the information. Hello, Allie. We're good. All right, I'm doing another announcement for it. Another teaser because we've gotten a lot of people now in the last half hour.
We have to.
We have really cool news next week for the Outcast 2-year anniversary. So,
yes. Make sure to be there.
Make sure you want to be here. It's next Thursday. Okay, so we're switching next week. Next week we'll have Making Time on Tuesday and Comic Corner on Thursday. But so you want to be there, and that's what this is related to. This sort of profile image.
Yes.
It's
gonna
like
be part of our
I would say it's a small to medium remake. I don't want to fully remake it. I really like the main part of the logo. I just thought the background felt very like 2000s, like first website creator vibe, and I didn't want that. I wanted it to be a little more
here like
artsy.
We are professionals.
Yeah, I wanted it to be a little more artsy, a little more creative, and so yeah. Yes, we are kind of talking about it, but graphic design is my passion. Yes, but actually, not fully. That's more Nicole does all the graphic
I just say design in general is Ori's passion.
Very fun stuff. But so that'll be very fun. Yeah, we're just talking about it in the context of that's the sort of thing I listen to in the background. So all of my like, literally, I will say, yes, Allie. Do you listen to them while you draw? Is that why? Because that's why. I'll also listen to them while I do my work because a lot of my like job that is like the actual work part is like inputting data into like a spreadsheet. So it's kind of mindless.
And Ori no longer has a shadow, so she can actually do that now.
Yeah. It was only 2 days, but I only hit shadowed somebody for 1 day when I started.
Yeah, but
so
that was
like,
a long friggin' 2 days.
She was great. Honestly, she's like, she's our age, so it was really cool. We like talked about Tumblr and shit. Like it was good, but it's definitely like, should have been an easy job where I got to draw on my iPad all day. I didn't want to have to talk to somebody all day.
Oh no,
yes,
Ori has
Ellie.
to socialize.
just for 8 hours, 2 days in a row, it was a lot, you know?
That sounds like a lot.
Yes, video essays are great.
There's interacting with kids, and then there's interacting with another cognizant adult where it's like, oh, I gotta put effort into this conversation.
It's one of those things. Hello, reindeer. How are you? How you been?
Hey, reindeer.
It's very much just one of those things where it's like, it was great. Like, she's great. Totally could have been friends, you know, like that's fine. You know, I enjoyed talking with her, but it's definitely like, but I could have just sat here and drew, you know? I do kind of want that. It's so weird. It's so weird.
An ambivert through and through.
Yeah, 100%. I gotta say, I literally had to like call my parents when Dylan works nights sometimes, right? And so I had to like literally, it's like, it wasn't that late, but like I was like, I think my mom's probably going to bed and I know my father could talk forever. So I'm like, all right, I need to call my dad because I'm feeling really tired and sad, but it's only like 9 p.m. on like a Saturday night. And it's like, I'm trying to still do something and I need some sort of interaction to happen. So Dad, talk to me. And we like talked until he went to bed for like an hour.
Hey,
I was
Dad.
like, oh, thank God. Like now I'm awake.
Please.
Now I'm awake. But
that's
yeah, reindeer.
excellent.
I'm doing a small to medium revamp of our Folding Planets logo because we have cool, exciting, big news that I'd love to share now, but will be shared next Thursday when our comic has its
All in due
2-year
time.
anniversary stream.
All in
is
due
very exciting.
time. Oh, Hudson, that is not what your eye looks like.
But honestly, I should probably working on the actual comic itself, and this was more supposed to be like a sketch. But I'm liking how the vibe is.
Well,
I think I would
you
put
know
more
that's showbiz.
texture. Yeah, such is life. I've been pretty bad recently. I've been bad but good,
There we go.
but bad.
That's better.
I've been batching more stuff, but not doing other things to batch more stuff. So, you know, it's a double-edged sword. Because I will say, I really enjoyed, like, so I've been editing the Tangle Tower streams, and I edited, like, all of one stream before I went and did the sound effects, video effects, and then, like, the memes and, like, other various things.
It must have been
Extra,
wild
extra,
going
read all
through
about
that
it.
again.
You started back on class, Mason. Oh, do you like your professors so far?
Ooh.
But,
And your classes? Taking any interesting ones this semester?
ooh, yeah. I learned that the mascot of my alma mater, because my cousin goes to my alma mater, got a rework, and he's really ugly. He's
Oh
worse.
no.
It's bad. It's bad. He was telling me all about it. He's like, oh, they
Wait,
teased that, like, the mascots.
I gotta look this up. Hang on.
Oh, I can text it to you. I can send it to you. Give me
Oh,
a
please
second.
do.
Yeah. You'd have to look up what he looked like before.
Minus AI.
But now he looks
Okay.
worse, if I'm being honest. The oldest version was horrifying. The version I had was decent, like okay for what he is, and then this one is horrific. Like why was this supposed to be an upgrade?
I gotta see this. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is the one you had?
So the one I just sent you is the newest, is the one that just got remade. I'll send you the one
Oh,
I
I
had.
see.
I'll send you the one I had. Hold on.
I think I see the one you had.
It's like the
I think I
first
found
thing.
it.
I'll send it to you anyway.
It's like the first thing that came up when I searched your mascot.
Yeah, that's the one I had. And he's pretty good.
You know, he
great.
looks like a chill guy. He's got a welcoming
Yeah.
smile.
And then this one's the horrific.
Ooh. Oh, you know what it is? I think the eyes are too detailed.
They are. The whole thing is
They're
too
not
detailed.
simple
He
and
has
charming
molding.
anymore.
This is the oldest version, which is horrific. But
Oh, God.
yeah.
I feel like that thing should be standing outside of Nathan's.
Yeah,
It
it's
even
bad.
kind of has the logo.
Just a chill guy who take a bunch of psychology classes. Ooh, are you're doing art as a Mason? No, Mason, you were doing, oh, what were you doing? Was it art therapy? You were doing something. So that's for your Mazer, I'm assuming. Mascot was theoretically a wildcat, but customers looked like a deranged squirrel. Yeah, well. How do we suggest getting better at drawing? Did you just make a weird noise,
Ooh.
Mars? I think you did.
I think I made a noise.
Yeah, you did. But it sounded like a dude, like in the background, like came in. I was like, did like Cinder Dichotomy like jump in? Like what happened? I was like, what?
No, at least not to my
Oh my God.
knowledge.
So, how do you suggest getting better drawing? Oh, we should actually talk about the topic we talked about today, planning. But
I
we'll
feel
get
like,
there.
yeah.
We'll
All right,
get
I
there.
set up so many segues for that, and you took none of
I'm
them.
too excited about the thing, and we're just talking. And like I said, had a pretty good day so far.
No,
Well,
that's
technically.
very valid.
Art therapy, I got it
Express
right.
The amazing day you had.
Nice. All right. So,
Okay,
how do you get
Mr.
better
Ferret.
drawing? I know this is said a lot, but it really is the more you draw, usually 90% of the time, you will inherently improve. If for like speedier, specific...
Practice.
So practice makes permanent. So if art is your like goal, if that is like the thing you want to do as like your career, like you want to be good at it, you really should do like dedicated, like structured practices of learning fundamentals, learning how to do backgrounds, you know, learning how to do everything. There's a lot of YouTube videos on it, but you do have to sort of suss them out. And you would want to do more videos that are showing you how to draw the thing, not how to draw the thing in this person's style, right? That's the difference. Both are good.
Because that's a big trap they can fall into, where it's like, well, here's my style and we're going to draw in it. But, you know, that style might not be compatible with yours.
Yeah, both are good. But you have to know the difference, right? There's a difference between learning how to proportion out the human body realistically, which then you can, you know, morph into how you would like it to be for your style that you want, by then doing other things. And there's learning how hair works, and then there's learning how to draw hair in a way that you like. You know, there's a difference, if that makes any sense at all. I hope so.
Well, I think of it as someone who hasn't done art before, but, you know, there's a procedure to it. First, you learn about anatomy to an extent, then you learn about physics, lighting, and then once you understand the fundamentals, it all comes together in the end, and then you could start playing with it. You could start breaking the rules. You can start finding your own style.
That's a very thing that they tell you to do, right? When you ask most people for art advice, that's very common. Learn the rules before you can break them. And I kind of disagree.
This is coming from someone who never became a paint and pen artist, so take it with a grain of salt.
I would say I kind of disagree, and the reason I disagree is that because of the nature of art, and I would even say the nature of like creative writing and any craft that takes like a creativeness to it, is that you need to want to do it, right? If you are forcing yourself, if
motivation is a big part of it.
If you hate learning about the sort of like how to draw the body, and you hate watching all of these things, and all you want to learn how to draw is like pretty women's heads, then go to like an artist that you like who has a tutorial and learn how to draw it that way, because that's what you like doing. If that is enjoyable to you, you will get very good at that because you want to keep drawing it, right? But if you are forcing yourself to be very frustrated all of the time,
you're going to have a very unsatisfying time.
You're going to get burnt out very quickly. You're going to not want to do it. You're going to start hating the craft, you know, this sort of thing. And I think especially if you're doing art as a hobby first and foremost, you don't want to lose the passion, because I will say 100% the passion I have for art is why I have gotten to this point, because I want to draw so much that I am, like I literally said before, actually upset, and my day is much worse if I had planned to do art, to have time to do art, and I did not get to. Right? And it I would say I almost rarely have art block to like the full extent that people talk about, because I always want to draw something, and I can always usually get doodling down. And then I find that when I drew, right, there would be something that spurred me to want to learn how to draw something. Either just watching other artists being like, oh, I actually really liked how they drew shoes, and I'm like, not great, I don't like drawing shoes, but I really like how those shoes look, so I'm actually motivated to go learn how to draw shoes that way, right, to like copy them, right? And I will say that's a big thing for me as well, is making sure that you can take other people's art not as true envy, right? I joke about art envy, but like not as like actual like, I'm so bad, they're so good, I'll never get there. You don't want to think about it that way. You want to think about it like, oh my god, I'm so inspired by that person, right?
Yeah.
Like I gotta show this off because this is just epic as fuck, and I can't get it out of my head, and it makes me very excited. And it's this fan art that I sent Mars. I literally found this artist like just the other day, and I'm so happy I did. Like they're immediately like
you
really
never
high.
knew about Ellen Torrey before?
No, not Ellen Torrey. The Carmageddon, the lighter one.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah. No.
You sent me so many already.
Ellen Tori art
like,
is like
you
one of my
must
very
have known about that
first
one.
like inspiration, like Tumblr, persons. Same with
I was about to
Ikimaru.
say, like, you
So I
know
literally
that
saw this
one.
fan art. I literally saw this fan art. And I'm like, I'm fucking obsessed. One, we love Lighter. I don't play ZZZ. Mars does, but Mars like sent me Lighter when he like came out or was like teased or whatever. And I was like, yes, this is good shit. Like, yeah, I mean, obviously, he's good. Look at him. Look
Guys, the design was peak.
He's peak. Look at him. But I would eat this art style / pause, right? Like, oh my god, look at him. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. They also drew the Blorbo, Laos, so, and other Dungeon Meshi stuff. So they're fucking based as hell, right? Just saying.
Yes.
But I love this.
They got good taste.
So much. So I'm like, I think about this constantly, not as I wish my art would be so good. I wish it would be like that. I'll never get that. I don't think about that. I think, oh my god, how do I do this? And now I'm gonna sit here and like I literally have made like a folder of like artists that I really like, and specifically like I want to like take parts of this and bring it to me. Yeah, no, literally, Allie. Yes. I can't get this fucking image out of my head. This is so
that was
good.
Ori's reaction
this is gorgeous.
Too.
Yeah. No. Also, Pastry Puff.
I think,
Yes.
Ori, you gotta show off Laios now.
Okay,
do
we'll
it for Pastry Puff.
We'll get him.
Also, hello, Federico. I don't know if I said
yes,
hello.
Federico. I'm sorry, we're being on the whole thing. Do
Mars
we have
bars.
one what?
Kind of like it.
I'm not sure what that was referring to, Dark Ranger. I will answer it if you clarify what one do I have. I know someone asked about burnout. Yeah, how do you recommend getting out of burnout? Ali says, it's when you're wanting to draw but never making anything good. So I have that some days. Literally, the thumbnail of the video that came out today, Phoenix fought me really, really hard, and I was not particularly happy with how he turned out. Like, he's okay, right? But like overall, not super happy. And but I would say for
Meanwhile,
me,
I'm still over here singing Ori's praises. Like, what do you mean? It looks great.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it's going back to, for lack of a better term, the Blorbo. I can draw Milano 6 Ways to Sunday, and even when he looks bad, he looks okay. So even when I struggle with Milano,
even
he's
when
very
he
good.
looks Ori's version
like there's
of
definitely
bad.
a lot of times when I'll like see a Milano I doodled and I'll
He's
like
still recognizable.
go back and like when I made it at that point in time, like it was good enough, like I thought it was fine, and then I'll like come back later and be like, oh no, you do look kind of weird, hun. Sorry about that, bud.
Oh sweetie, you gotta come back to the drawing board.
Yeah, exactly.
Ori will fix you up.
Exactly. But for me, it's very much just doodling, but like very grounded in the sense of like something I really like to do when I want to draw, but I like feel like I can't draw, or I don't know what to draw, or it doesn't seem like anything's good. Here's the Laios, my boy. He I backed up. I said Laios, and then my brain thought about that. I'll draw like I'll get like an expression meme, and I'll draw like the characters like expressions, like just again characters that I'm good at, right? I specifically will go back to the roots, if that makes sense, and accept, because for me personally, I've gotten to the point where, one, I can draw Milano and Hotsun incredibly easy. I do draw Ferrex and Sinnet and Aster fairly easily, but like Milano and Hotsun are like in there, right? I just draw them so much. But on top of that, because of the comic and because I draw them so much, I've accepted that they're not perfect, right? So I've accepted that they won't look 100% all the time, that they do morph a little bit, that as long as they look recognizable, and because I did good design, pat me on the back, yes, Ori, thank you, that they are recognizable as the characters they are, right? That like they have the hair, they have the whatever. And so, yeah, so I do go back to my comfort zone, Allie. Or sometimes I'll even, like, pick something completely different. Like, I'll try to draw a leaf, simple stuff. Or, like, just a piece, right? I'm a weirdo. I like to draw hands. I'll just draw hands, and I won't try to do anything, crazy, right? Because I find that personally, I'll get frustrated when I'm trying to do something very new, right? And if it's like on that edge of like, today's just not a good art day, right? It's just not happening, or I don't know what I want to draw. It'll be like if I'm trying to do something out of my comfort zone is when I'll get frustrated, and I'll be just like, nope, let me draw Milano. Phoenix is getting to the point, like I said, he did fight me yesterday, which is the first time in a long time. He's only fought me twice that I can remember, but yeah. Like an ear of corn, or are we insinuating? I don't have any tutorials, Dark Reindeer, nothing specifically. But, I appreciate that you enjoy my art. I appreciate it. I have done streams that we did talk about wings once, and we did, like, go through how to draw the Outcast characters, but I don't personally feel, I don't feel like a good, person to do it, because I did not do the learn the rules before you break it in any way, and it was, and my art experience has been go on Tumblr, look at thing that I want to draw. I like that. Gotta do it yourself. Okay, draw and like that, and just slowly morph into how it got today. And literally, like, didn't draw feet. Literally cut them off at the legs. Dylan made fun of me for it for years, and then I had an inspiration
did not draw any
for a
feet
character
in the beginning
that needed to have bare feet, and I went, okay, this has to happen now. I actually care now.
Time to learn.
You're welcome to suggest any game, Dark Reindeer.
Go for it.
But yes,
ooh, Federico, I see your question. We'll get to that after.
I just wanted to say, I know S-Drug says doesn't play ZZZ, but the designs are peak. Yeah, all of the fucking, like, games like that.
ZZZ
I don't play Genshin.
Incredible.
I don't play Honkai. I don't play ZZZ, but, like, look at them,
loved
okay?
Billy Kid since day one.
Look at them. What's the one Sayu plays? He's good, too.
I know.
What? No. In ZZZ. In ZZZ.
Oh, in ZZZ. Oh, he plays Anton.
Yeah, Anton's good too.
Oh, he's got a great design. He literally
Anton.
looks like he stepped out of Gurren Lagann.
Yes, he does. I also like the wolf boy
that he calls his bro, and it's great.
I also like the wolf character in ZZZ.
The wolf character. I think I know the one you're talking about. ZZZ wolf character.
He's got high heels. He's epic as fuck.
Oh, you're talking about Lycon.
Yeah, him. He's great. Good shit.
Yeah, he's the very dapper butler type guy. Yeah,
good shit.
He's great. But Federico, to answer your question, I'm not a coffee person. I definitely prefer tea or chocolate or hot apple cider.
I am not a coffee person.
I can't do coffee. I can't do coffee unless it tastes like sugar. And then by that point, I'm way too wired. It's more a hindrance to my health than an actual help. Like, guys, back in undergrad.
Oh, no.
Finals week was very fun because it was a lot of studying, and it was a lot of study guides, and it was a lot of study groups, and you still had that on top of all your classes and extracurriculars, and Mars needed some energy. So she got a coffee. She got two, actually, because she was like, why don't I prepare? I'll drink this one before dinner and this one after dinner so I can pull an all-nighter. Well, guys, this was such a mistake.
Oof. It sounds like a mistake.
I was able to, like, go for 6 hours, and then I crashed for 8.
Yeah.
So it was a net loss of 2. Not really worth it.
Yeah, really.
Not really worth it, in my opinion. Tea, you have the option of decaf, and it doesn't taste like bitterness and sadness.
I find I'm very, very, very sensitive to tannins. Like, if I steep a tea too long, I will think it's disgusting, and there's nothing you can do to fix it. Sugar will not fix it, right?
Or
so
you're gonna kill me because sometimes I just leave my tea bag in.
you can do
There's
that
a massive
for herbal
difference
tea.
between crashing and falling asleep, Estrock.
But
Falling asleep is you go over to your bed and you're like, okay, I'm going to sleep now. Crashing is you're trying to keep your head up at your desk while you're on your 3rd page of your study guide and you're like, my eyes are drooping. I can't do this. I'm about to throw up. And then you drag yourself over to the bed and you're like, maybe if I close my eyes for 5 minutes, I'll feel better.
Then you don't wake up.
Pass and it's the next day. That's crashing. That is crashing. That is the difference.
I think the nausea adds to that a little more than just tiredness.
The nausea definitely adds. I don't know. I find when I'm about to crash, my body is just like, you effed up and now you're going to pay for it. And I'm just like, oh, but I'm trying to do the thing. Why? I don't think I've really drank coffee since college, actually. Like, I did get a couple of cups here and there when I was in graduate school, but aside from that, I was like, nah, I'm a tea girly. It's herbal, it comes in all these flavors, you could add honey.
You're trying to
It tastes
just
good.
find the bottom of the shoe, Allie? Most of my references, I will say, I look just online. I know AI can be tough like that. I sometimes
Do minus AI. Type minus
Okay.
AI in the browser. It'll
can
get
do
rid of the
that.
AI.
But I
It works.
also recommend doing like store listings sometimes, like actual like shop listings will have like interesting angles of the shoes. So if you really wanted to draw like Nike sneakers or something, or Nike-esque sneakers, like sometimes
Well, that's like an actual reference.
yeah, sometimes you can get like the like visual images, or like Converse, they'll have them like up. It depends. Not every store will do that, but sometimes you can. Like I see this one has like an action pose to it, so he keeps this one has like a video, so he's like walking around and you can kind of see the bottom, so you could pause it. Yeah, I got the bottom here. Yeah, so
Oh,
I
nice.
literally, let's make sure there's no weird stuff. There isn't.
This is the wrong color. How could it be the wrong color?
So like this is just a Nike like shoe listing, and you can see like, so it has the side, it has the literally just the bottom. Whoops, come here. You know, the other side, from the top, another angle, from the back. You can really get that texture close up, these sort of things. And then this guy's in them, so you can see him kind of like move around a little bit. I know it's cut off a little weird, but that's because of me, not because of video. So I like, especially, oh my god. Now you guys are running. I saw these like sneaker boots and they looked fucking shonen anime as fuck, and it's like, sadly you're not in my colorways, but like Jesus Christ, I would buy you. Oh my god, they looked epic as shit.
Oh.
But going back.
Spielberg movie with contributions from the movie AI.
Yes, well, maybe a little difficult. But all right, so with all of that, we should talk about planning, because we're coming up on our 2nd anniversary of Outcast.
Like, we clearly planned this whole talk.
Look what happens when you don't plan things.
It goes off the rails, it goes in unexpected directions, then you gotta do some extra compensation to get stuff back on track. Oh, what a mess. If only we had a roadmap from point A to point B. Oh, wait, we do.
Kind of.
Sometimes.
To an extent. And that's what I think is most important. And this sort of, I posited in like the, you know, the descriptions and stuff for this stream, is very much, I don't think every type of story needs a plan, right? Obviously, you know, very you know, the comic strip type comics don't need a plan outside of their one, you know, comic strip episode because they're not necessarily a connected universe. But I even think that full long stories don't need a full roadmap layout plan in order to be cohesive and distinct and everything. I do think you need an end goal.
Yes.
And that's very important.
And that's important to keep in mind when telling your story, because everything that precedes that should be building up to said end goal. That's where the payoff is going to happen. So you got to know what... I always talk about it as knowing what story beats you need to hit. Like, me as a writer, I kind of follow the same notion as Ori, the same philosophy that she has when it comes to writing, is that I've never taken a class in creative writing except for like those units in grade school where it's like, no, we're doing the creative writing unit. And aside from what I've learned over the years through my classes about symbolism, about foreshadowing, honestly, I feel like more of my understanding of it, like, don't get me wrong, I feel like Lord of the Flies and Great Gatsby was everyone's first like true encounter with symbolism, because the teachers really hammered that point home. They were like, pay attention to all this symbolism. This is what the eyeglasses represent. This is what the billboard represents. As like,
have never read the name of this book is Secret Series. That was my introduction to literally everything Mars just listed, and that was taught in my class. Like, they made me read it in class after I'd already read it, and I hold a bit of a grudge about that, but it was about foreshadowing and symbolism and all this sort of stuff in this one book series. Technically only the first book. They only made you read the first book, but the whole series is great. And then the spin-off series is also great. It's the bad series. It's bad. I always forget the order. I think it's Bad Magic, Bad Luck, Bad News, I think is the order. But it's really good. And yeah, introduction to all of that stuff that's just listed without having to read the classics.
Yes. Well, I name the classics because they're pretty universal. I applaud the teachers who find more interesting options. But I know those are ones that most people can relate to, because a lot of the curriculum out there makes us read those ones. I would say more of my knowledge when it comes to foreshadowing and planning and setup and payoff comes from the different video essays I've watched over the years and just consuming media in general. Because again, I never took a full-on class or anything like that. Never took a creative writing course. It was more just, okay, I really liked how this series like built up to this moment, and I want to have something similar happen in this story I'm writing. Okay, how can I do that? Well, let me think. What makes good foreshadowing? Like, I should introduce it at this point, then I should connect it to this event, and like it's kind of like little stuff like that. I feel it's very kind of learn as you go. Iori will always talk about looking at her first pieces and being like, yeah, nope, I'm still proud of those. And I feel similarly about my fan fictions. I definitely see where the improvement has come from, and there's even been points where I go to my I'll go to an old one and I'll be like, you know what, let's fix that wording a little bit. And then I'll come back to it later and I'll be like, okay, yeah, this was definitely written by 2016 me. Oh, nope, this line here, this was fixed by 2024 me. Okay, yeah, clear diff, right? But it's interesting to see that growth in yourself. When it comes to story planning, however, I think it's important to have... Oh, Rage Paint, hello!
Hello! Okay, Rage, say here if you're listening so I can tell you how to say the word. I'll tell you how to say it.
Stick around. Stick around.
Give me a sign.
Please.
Okay, tell her, ready? Quetzalcoatlus.
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl. It's not there's no W. Quetzalcoatlus.
Quetzal.
Quetzalcoatlus.
There you go.
Because it's Quetzalcoatl, the god. Quetzalcoatlus.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now you know, and knowing
Now
is
you
half
know.
the battle.
No, there's no W.
Mango Wolf, hello.
It's Shoja Quetzal, not Shoja Quetzal. It's Quetzalcoatlus. Quetzalcoatl. There's no W. That's an English thing. No W.
Thing.
Yeah, Quetzal. There you go. Like pretzel. Quetzal. Quetzalcoatlus.
Quetzal. You can remember it like this. Quetzal loves the pretzels.
Yeah, coatl. You like swallow it a little bit. Honestly, can I tell you guys why I know all this
yeah.
shit? It's because of No Evil.
It's because of No Evil.
because of No
It's
Evil.
hella because of No Evil.
It's great because
Guys, if you have not
she
watched
tries
that
really hard.
series,
She yells
it's
at
very
them.
good.
She yells at them.
It's on
Betsy
YouTube.
yells at her like voice actors until they get it right. It has to be right. And they do a good fucking job.
Oh, they do. All those pronunciations and how quickly
Total?
they have to
Yeah,
say them
no,
and make
no
it sound like natural dialogue. I applaud them.
Yeah, it's great. Oh my god. But Ichabod's VA does it insane because he says most of the full names most of the time. He
says most of the full names and he gets the stress in each part of the name correct. Like the original like emphasis where it's supposed to be. It's wild.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
Never
like,
expected to
finding all
pronounce
these
anything properly.
questions.
It's okay, Rage Paint.
No, I'm glad you
We're
could
just
come.
here with the information.
I'm
you
glad
do
you
with
could
it what
come
you will.
to hear it, so we could have this moment.
Yes, and thank you for bringing the party with you.
Mars, I'm gonna be sending you messages. Ignore them. They're for later, so we don't forget the questions.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because chat is going very fast now.
We're good. We're all set. I'm doing it.
Oh. Oh my goodness, the questions are coming in. Pinky in the Brain episode where the writers were like, let's put these VAs through hell with all these tongue twisters in one day.
Yes, it was a dinosaur, Federico. It's one of the I don't know if it is technically a full pterosaur. I think Rage said it was. So, but it's a flying, pterosaur. Quetzalcoatlus.
What are we doing on Comic Corner today? We are talking about story planning.
Yes,
which
and partial
is
logo
a little
redesign.
roundabout. Because I will say this, Ori and I do not plan everything down to the detail. At least not
and I don't
initially.
think you need
not
to.
right out of the gate. I don't think you need to
For the
either.
kind of story
But
that
I
we're
think-
writing.
Well, I think you could get away with this in a lot of stories.
Yes, but not all stories.
This does come from experience that you have in writing. I was not truly able to do this until maybe my third year of writing fan fiction. Like I had been writing for a long time, guys. And I feel
can read
like
our
in terms of plot with my fan fiction, I hit my stride right around the time Trigun came out, because of course I did.
Yeah.
Because of course I did. I can only give my best for those boys.
We all had a Mars and I both had a Trigun related moment, though mine was roundabout,
Oh,
but
yes.
it technically had to do with Trigun. But really quick, for
What
everybody
was
who's
so
new,
funny about Tri-Stamp? Yes,
hold on, Mars.
tell
For
'em.
everybody who's new, we have a comic. That's why we have Comic Corner. It's called Outcast, and it's about pirates, and they have like animalistic features and stuff. A lot of them. It's really fun. It's found family
Yes.
drama. You can read it on Webtoon right now.
It's found family.
Technically
It's about
Tapas too, but
acceptance.
it's past.
about community.
Yes.
It's about supporting one another.
It's about, realizing yourself and improving yourself,
It's about telling a
self-improvement,
crummy leader to go shove it.
all this sort of stuff.
If you're into
Yeah.
that, go check it out.
Yeah, it just came out of hiatus. And if you don't like reading, you say, oh, well, we have a dub that is very behind, but there is still some dub and other animations
Oh,
and
yes.
things related to the comic.
And do you like
for
our
fun
voice
stuff.
acting
Yes, it's
on
us.
Ace Attorney? Guess what? We voice act the dub as well.
Exactly. Yeah, Dylan, Mars, and I are almost all the voices in the dub, with guests from Cinder Block Sally and Papa Mars.
Yes. Papa Mars very kindly contributed his voice to the project. I'm curious if he's gonna do it further.
Very interesting, Rage. Thank you for all the
Later down the
Quetzalcoatl
line.
things.
But let's get into some of these questions Ori was
Yes, if
sending
you
me.
like Shilong Lang. So
Let's
Federico
see.
kind of asks, he asked first, and he kind of asked two sort of together, and it's the idea of that, isn't
Okay.
the fact that the story isn't planned the reason why you're writing the ending is hard, and isn't the best part of writing seeing where it goes / takes you? I think they're kind of together.
So I definitely see those as kind of similar. I'm going to answer the first one. So I agree, Federico. It would be very hard to write a story if the ending is not at least somewhat planned. I still
think
you
that's the
need...
most
See, I
important
break them
thing.
into story beats.
Yeah.
Instead of writing out the entire story like you would a script from beginning to end, I start out with, okay, I want this to happen, then I want this to happen. Then I need this big moment to happen. And then I need that big moment to happen. And then we're going to get to the end. Now that I have those plot beats figured out, I can start adding the connective tissue of the story, how we're going to get from each beat to the next one. I think I've used this as an example before, but one of my Tri-Stamp fan fictions, I had an idea one day where I was like, okay, if Vash, for whatever reason, got hit over the head with Wolfwood's machine
She writes
gun,
concussions very
that
well.
would really fucking hurt. And it would probably result in a woozy Vash. The idea was concussion meets soulmate AU. So my story beats were, okay, I need to have them get in a fight. I need this fight to somehow result in Vash getting a concussion. I need Vash to see Wolfwood's soulmate mark and
'Cause Ori is
realize
obsessed.
it's the same that he used to have, and then have a freak out about it. And
But
then
it
I
is
need
marginally
the
coherent
obligatory
freak out
hotel
about it.
scene. Oh, a very incoherent freak out about it. Well, no, that was the fun of it. So the fun of writing that fic was it was multiple ideas coming together. It was the idea of doing a soulmate AU. It was the idea of having Vash get concussed. And then it was also this idea that stems from the original source material. In the original source material, they live on a planet that doesn't have any water on it, doesn't have any greenery. A big symbol in that show are the geraniums that are grown in kind of like a scientific greenhouse
It's a
that you see later in the
terrarium,
series.
basically.
A terrarium. Thank you. I was forgetting the word for that. Scientific
terrarium.
greenhouse.
Yeah.
Wow, I need to add that one to my own dictionary. Terrarium, scientific greenhouse.
Yes.
Oh boy. So anywho, that's a big symbol in the show. And I was like, okay, well, those were important to Vash back in his childhood. So I could see
Oh,
that
yeah, Death
being
Note's big, Mason,
a
yep.
symbol or a soul mark for him. Now, Vash is a character who loses his arm halfway through the series. In my brain, that's like, ooh, that was where his soulmate mark would have been. So he loses his arm and he loses the soul mark. Now, the idea that came from that and stems into, you know, the actual lore of the show is that since there's no plants on this planet, the character who lived on that planet would not know what these things are called. So if he has a soul mark in the shape of this flower, this geranium, he's not going to know
It's a
the
flower.
name for it. Exactly. So when Vash sees it and he's suddenly shouting, geranium, geranium, and he's like, yes, I did it. I conveyed what I needed to. And Wolfwood's just like, oh crap, he's speaking in tongues.
He's super concussed.
I was like, that was the moment that was going through my head. That became a story beat because it was this fleshed out moment of this needs to happen for the plot to move forward. And I think that's the best way to define story beats, in that this happens so the plot can move forward, because what results from that is Vash thinking in his very concussed state, so not very clearly, oh no, he doesn't want to be my soulmate. He doesn't know what I mean. I better say it again and scream it at him. And Wolfwood's just getting more and more panicked. He's like, okay, we're gonna figure this out. Just settle down.
And I think a lot of stories
having that idea in
written that
mind
way.
kind of helped lead the rest of the story.
Exactly.
Outcast is also very similarly written that way. We had
We have
so
a
we had
bunch
the
of story beats.
hangouts. Oh, we have a bunch of story beats, but I'm going to take the one people have seen so far. At least most people. I know
yes,
most of you.
Federico.
Some of you, please
Go read it.
read the comic.
It's
Quick,
better.
read it now before I tell you about the Hangout arcs. Okay, so each moment in the Hangout arcs, there was a particular story beat I wanted to hit. Most of them were, Houghton is going to screw up and say something wrong. He's going to say something offensive because
Yes,
the
exactly,
microaggressions,
Pastry
he's
Cuff.
not thinking, he's a product of his environment, and now he's got to be put in his place and learn different. That was a huge story beat because that's what's going to move the plot forward. But then I had these other story beats. We're going to learn about Aster's backstory. That's going to push Houghton forward. In Sinnott's one, we're going to learn more about his backstory. Just have that a little bit more fleshed out. They're going to have that connection over their interest in gardening and their interest in plants. And Houghton's actually going to be fascinated by that. Like, genuinely, that moves
He
him
has a
and the
connection.
plot forward. He has a little bit of character growth. Ferrex's hangout, I knew that I wanted to have Ferrex call out Houghton because he had to be the one to do it. That was a huge story beat for me. And then everything leading up to it was, okay, how do I get Ferrex to snap? Now I need the connective tissue. Now I need to write all the little pieces that are going to get us to that moment where Ferrex snaps. So you have Houghton trying to play nice, and Ferrex just like, yeah, I'm not falling for it. Like, you tried this with my friends. Nope, I'm not taking your shit. And he starts treating him very, very nastily.
Bully.
He's like, oh yeah, you can't do this, you can't do that. You're so lazy. Like, just calling him out. And then Houghton gets pushed to his limit, and he says something he doesn't mean to. And that gives Ferrex an opportunity to jump at that and be like, oh, wait, what did you almost call us?
Jump down
come
his
on,
throat.
Come on, say it like a big man. And that got us to the moment of Ferrex's speech. That got us to that big story
Which
beat
is a big
I
part
needed to
of the
happen to push
lore of the
Houghton forward.
world. Because this is what
Exactly.
without having to have while having a character that lives in the world, exists in the world, knows how the world works, we still needed to let the readers understand how the world is set up.
Exactly. Now, there are two ways to make that happen. You can make that happen between, you can make that happen kind of like outside of the world. What do I mean by that? Well, you could go with the narrator or the third person looking in, where it's like, you could have a narrator. That's one possibility. Or you could have
Ladies
like
are
a
coming,
little,
Mason,
in
I
this
promise they're
world,
planned.
blah, 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 blah. Like, this is why, blah, blah, blah. I personally, as a writer, and this doesn't mean it's bad, I watched a show recently that does this very effectively, where you have your setup through the narrator, but then you also have the stories the characters go through reaffirm what you've been told. I personally prefer writing in a manner where the characters' actions and the characters' words tell you about the world rather than just spelling it out right. So Ferrex coming out and saying, hey, I don't appreciate your comments. It was one thing when I had to hear it on the mainland. Now that shit has followed me to my home and I'm not okay with it. That informs you about the world Ferrex grew up in. He had to hear these comments all the time. He had to hear the rejection, the prejudice, all of it. And he thought he got away from it. Now here Houghton is bringing that piece of society with him, and Ferrex is okay with it. So not okay with it. So not only does it inform us about Ferrex's character, it also informs us a bit about the world around him and society at large, just as Houghton's actions, because he's a product of his society, also tells us what society is like. Without having gone to the mainland once in season 1. And I gotta be honest, guys, not to toot my own horn, but I want to be proud of what we've created.
Yes.
I love pulling off that trick. Being able to tell you guys and inform you guys of a place without having shown it off yet. Like,
And without it
I don't
being
know. I
narrative
don't want to say as
exposition-y.
much. I'll leave it to you guys to decide if I did that well or not. It's in the audience's hands. But I will always be proud of what we pulled off.
And that kind of leads into, though, Mars, with talking about Ferrix and everything, is Allie's question from earlier. How would you go about putting side characters into a story? Allie seems to focus mainly on the main characters to get them to a point that they're happy with. And I think that Ferrix and Sinnit and Aster are very good examples of how they are technically not the main character, side characters, but they still have a lot going for them, you know?
They still have a lot of depth to them. Absolutely, Allie. I'd be more than happy to answer that. So, how I go about putting side characters into a story is one, I think about what purpose are they going to serve in the plot. Because one of the adages of writing, and this goes for anything, this could go for a story beat, this could go for a location, this could go for a lore point. If it doesn't have a reason to be there, it does not need to exist. Like, even if your reason is, oh, it helps the world feel more organic, that's a good reason. But if it's just like, this rule or this character or this lore point could be written out and it would not change the story, that's when you gotta like kind of go back to the drawing board and flesh that out a little bit, or change it to kind of match your story a bit better. Personally, I think we've hit a balance where you could not have Outcast without Aster, Sinnit, and Ferrix. Not only in their hangout arcs do they play a huge role in Hotsun kind of thinking, maybe I'm wrong, like what I know is kind of crumbling before my eyes. Like, it's without them, Hotsun's viewpoints wouldn't have changed, because you got
Or even
Aster.
be challenged.
He's very challenged, exactly, because he's still not at change yet.
Yeah,
we're
I
not
wouldn't
quite
say
at
yet.
change. We're more at challenge.
We're at challenged.
But we got Aster, who's very standoffish, but still very, very giving, very kind. We got Sinnit, who's a little bit of an open book and a bit more willing to be open and share about himself.
But also more relatable
he
to
still
Hotsun.
has that edge to him and is still relatable. Exactly. So now we have a little bit of that point for Hotsun to connect to and see, oh, like, not to quote that, but literally, he like me for real. Is kind of Hotsun's feeling. Like, that was essentially what he was saying when he went, you're so civilized, you're so well-mannered, you're not like the others. How'd you end up here? And because Sinnit is who he is, he's like, okay, well, I'm not going to take that compliment at the expense of my friends.
Yeah,
like,
quite
please don't
backhanded of you,
insult
huh?
them. That was a very backhanded compliment indeed. But he still gives Hotsun the explanation he seeks. So that's how we justify Sinnit in the story. And then Ferrix is a foil to Hotsun. He is there to challenge Hotsun at every turn because he is not afraid to put him in his place. And Hotsun, as a character, needs someone like that. Milano is just excited to have another person on the island. He's not going to challenge Hotsun too much. Aster wouldn't really engage in that. He's a bit too like, I'm stoic, I'm going to hold my ground, but it also means I'm going to shut down and not entertain that. Sinnit can stand up a little bit, but he's not going to go as much as Ferrix would. And we see that in the Hangout arcs as each one of them confront Hotsun, and Hotsun confronts his previous conceptions. So when it comes to the side characters, Allie, I kind of write them like a main character. Side characters are kind of a special case because you don't make them as detailed as a main character, but they can still be just as rich. They can still have their own backstories, their own motivations, their own ideals. I feel like those are pretty important to include because that's what's going to create tension in the narrative. That's what's going to create conflict because, I mean, ideally, you would have characters with different viewpoints. One thinks they should handle the situation this way, another one thinks they should handle it another way. And that's going to create conflict. That's going to create interest. That's going to create intrigue. In terms of placing them in the story, like when to introduce them, that kind of comes down to pacing. That's more of a pacing question. Some shows or media like to get their characters out all at once, where other shows do a little bit more of a drip feed. I assume every time I see totes in the sub. Are we talking about evil handbags? No, dichotomy. We're talking about Hotson. I wonder if it actually picked up the H. I'm sorry, dichotomy. Sometimes I speak fast when I'm excited and I trip over my tongue.
No,
I'm
the
sure the
captions are
autocorrect is
only
picking up
so
on that.
good.
Or captions is picking up at that.
The fact that dichotomy can have any part in this conversation without ears is pretty great, if I'm being honest. But
Exactly, Allie, exactly. Like, I'm gonna use Tristamp as another example. Technically, Wolfwood is a side character, but his ideals directly oppose Vash's. At least in the Tristamp version, Meryl is on board for what Vash is all about. She's like, oh, I'm gonna follow this guy. I'm going to like stand for what he stands for. Meanwhile, Wolfwood is like, hey, if someone's trying to, off you, you gotta defend yourself. You can't just take it, Spiky. So he's a direct foil to Vash because he goes against what Vash stands for. Meanwhile, his story is made richer because he learns from Vash his ideals and starts embodying them along with his own. So now, theming wise, you got this idea of pacifism versus taking action. And that leads to a more interesting story. So you can embody different ideals in characters. Characters can help you carry out the themes in your story. Oatson. I mean, hey, you never know what kind of merch will come out.
Yeah. It's just an empty cereal
Quote
box.
Zit? Really? Quote Zit? Captions? What the hell?
But I think
Doing
a
our boy dirty.
big thing as well about side characters and how much or how little attention to give them, because it's a balancing act, right? Side characters encompasses a lot
absolutely.
of characters, right? But I think the less time you expect them to spend on screen, the less you need to know about them and the less they need to grow. Right? So Ferric, Sinnit, Aster, big parts on the story. On screen, just second to how much Milano and Hotson are, and at this point Milano's not as on screen as much as he would be as a main character yet.
Hey, season one ain't over. Season one ain't over.
He gets more time and he's in it more too, but like they get a lot of time. So us knowing their backstories, why they are the way they are, knowing their family dynamics, where they're from, all this sort of stuff is very important because they're also going to grow and change. Okay, they're people. You're not stagnant. Even though the saying is you can't change. Whatever. You're never fully 100% stagnant. Okay, it may be incremental, but it is there. And then
I love writing realistic characters,
exactly.
You guys.
But then we have
I want them to
characters
feel like they could exist in real life. Like they could be people
smaller. Like we have a guy at the docks, okay? I don't even know what he looks like yet. There is a person on the docks when they go to port, okay? This person is there with the need to move the story forward. Their existence and their words tell you things about the world and the thing, and you can read into it as much or as little as you want. They are important. They have a goal, but they're not even going to be named currently unless I have just a random spark of genius for fun. They have no backstory. They have no, anything else. And their design is not going to be... Yeah, because they are not going to be around to be, for lack of a better term, worth it. Right?
That's why there's different levels of side characters. I'd say there's I think you had the secondary side characters, the tertiary side characters. Yeah. Like there's a whole tier of them.
Because there's so many, because like we said, Ferrex, Aster, Sinnit, very crucial
They're
to the
fleshed
story.
out.
There's two
but they're
characters
not the focus.
that'll be with Avrit when we get to Avrit. That, again, very important to the story, but not main characters. But you will always know, I guess, less about them. You will always see less about them. And their main purpose, for lack of a better term, is to move the story that the main character is the main character of. Does that make sense? Like I think about it when you think about a very classic example is Avatar: The Last Airbender, right?
Oh, yes.
You have the main character, and you could say main characters, possibly. We do have, like, a few in a group, but I would say, you know, Aang is still the main character, and Sokka and Katara are just very close seconds, and Zuko, of course, being the antagonist, gets a lot of time as well. Toph has the least of that main group amount of time. Obviously, she still has a lot of time, but out of the main 5, you know, you get to know her the least. Same with, like, we get to know a lot about Azula, but Azula's existence is to push the narrative of Zuko and Aang and Katara and everybody, right? Azula's purpose, story-wise, is for them to have their moral quandaries, their issues, their all, you know, all that sort of stuff. Also with Mai and Ty Lee, right? Is that her name? I think so.
Yeah.
Again, they're there to back up Azula, backing up her story and having this whole thing, but again with the sole intent of pushing the original narrative. Even characters like, say, the Boulder, right? A very small side character, he is named, but his purpose is to understand what Toph is like. His entire existence is to immediately, in like a minute's time, know exactly who Toph is and what to expect, right? That is his entire purpose. Adding sort of, you know, the humor to it is, you know, the show's vibe versus anything else. But his sole purpose is for that. Same with Iroh, right? Iroh, beloved character, great. His sole purpose is for Zuko, right?
Yeah.
That's it. He's made to make Zuko's arc happen. And that's how you have to think about it. And again,
he's made to be a support for Zuko.
Beloved characters.
Now he has some lovely character development of his own.
And a lot of lore
that's
with it.
already happened. That's the fun part about Uncle Iroh, is his character arc has already happened. He's at peace. He's chill.
But the reason we get that lore, and the reason that they put the time and effort into that lore, to further push the Zuko Iroh dynamic, right? We learn about his son to understand Iroh with Zuko, right? Like that, like it's specifically with Zuko, right? And that's how you have to think about it. We love Iroh. Iroh's great, but all of the things that we know about him is specifically to understand him and Zuko, and then go back to how Zuko grows and how Zuko changes,
and even like
and all this sort of stuff.
Not talking about these like super classic examples, like even just think like when a side character is created, like maybe they're just meant to be the buddy of the main character. That way they have someone to talk to and someone to like talk about how crazy stuff is, or you know, like a parent side character, someone to be an emotional support. There's a whole bunch of things you could do. Like those are just some tropes that immediately come to mind.
I'm glad you like it.
I hope that answered your question, Allie.
Yeah.
Taking notes. Exactly. Oh my goodness, when did we start a class?
I mean, that's what these kind of are. And remember, guys, this is all from experience. And that's another big thing I want to talk about. The more you can plan out for your story, and even like the character designs and the location designs, the more you can plan out about, the easier it
the
will
better it'll be.
Like, the more cohesive you can make it. However, you then have to be much better at killing your darlings, right?
Yeah.
I think the more you plan out, the more you have to be accepting that sometimes you'll plan something that you still have to cut, right? Sometimes that you could fall in love with a character.
Sometimes you have this idea in mind and it's like, wait a second, this isn't working anymore. I gotta change this.
Yes, Ellie.
Now I've certainly had moments. I'll actually give a recent example. Ori and I were part of a Dungeon Meshi Zine recently. It's called All You Can Eat. It's free. You can check it out whenever you want. But my idea for that was, okay, here's the team up I want to have. So this is story beat number 1. I want to write about Senshi, Laios, and Kabru lost in a dungeon. That's story beat number 1. I want Laios to be sick for whatever reason. Now, I didn't have a clear plan for why he was sick, but I just knew, okay, I want this to be a sick fit. That's story beat number 2.
Okay, I know.
We gotta have
divide is now.
Laios eat some monster soup or request monster soup. That's story beat number 3. Because 1, Senshi's gonna be more than willing to cook it for him. 2, the character Kabru is not gonna be on board for that idea. And I thought that would lead to a very fun dynamic. So as I started writing, I started trying to plan a little bit more because I wanted to have a solid idea for this. This was going into a zine. So
She was trying real hard.
I was trying real hard. I was
best foot forward.
putting my old brain to work. So I started thinking, oh, okay, what if Laios got poisoned? I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. What if he has this whole moment about how enthused he is about being poisoned? Because Laios is very much that kind of character. I do love my sick and injured fix, Allie.
I didn't think about that, but wow,
it leads to good interactions.
I
Allie,
have drawn
I'm just
a
gonna
cover
say,
for one fic that isn't
hurt comfort is very good. We stand.
Guys,
we
I've
stand
drawn
in this
4
house.
covers for Mars's fix, and one of them has sadly not been the Laios, the Dungeon Meshi one, which will happen eventually. But all 3 of them are hurt, sick, injured fic. I didn't even think about it. No, hurt comfort is peak.
But hurt comfort is peak.
Honestly, all of Outcast is to get the hurt comfort.
You get the best of both. You get the angst, but then you get the happy.
What is Ace Attorney?
You get the crying and the cuddles.
I need more comfort from Ace Attorney, please.
You get the crying and the cuddles. It's perfect. It's peak.
We got the hurt in Ace Attorney. Can we get more of the comfort? I need let the lawyers hug in real life.
I need more than just a picture at the end.
Yeah, something.
I'm like, that was nice, but Edward, please go hug Phoenix.
Please, just one. Okay,
this is why we have fan fiction.
8 games.
I did write a fic without hurt comfort. I wrote a Al Noah Zero Orange Bat fanfic for Christmas, and that was literally just fluff. That one was so fluffy you could get a cavity.
Yes. Yeah. That's more of like a vibe fic, right? Because the crossovers, it doesn't have to be.
Well, that one was like, it's Christmas, we're celebrating Christmas. Here's a Christmas fic that's full of fluff and no conflict whatsoever, because it's Christmas. that one was very much a time and place type of fic. But going back to
crossovers,
the one I was saying,
that way.
Crossovers too. Yeah, the Mob and Psyche K-fic I don't think had hurt comfort.
No.
Unless you consider Psyche almost losing his coffee jelly hurt.
Minimum. Okay, I'm ready, Estrock. I need it.
Going back to the example I was giving earlier. So I had this plan in place where I had written this scene about Laios being like, oh, this poison is so amazing. Look at that. My arm's already asleep. And he's like banging it on the ground. And Kabru's like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, I can't feel it at all. And Kabru's just going, you idiot. That's not a good thing. How long do you have? And he's like, well, it's in this stage and it's in this stage. I think I have about this many hours. And Kabru's just like, and you're only saying this. I was very proud of that scene. Long story short, I was very proud of that scene. I had sent it off to Ori because she's kind of my beta reader for anything Dungeon Meshi related. I want to make sure I'm doing them justice.
She writes
and Ori
Senshi
is the Dungeon Meshi
Holy
expert.
hell. Mars can write Senshi like 6 ways to Sunday. Jesus.
I have to thank ProZ for giving me such a distinct voice to work with.
Oh my
when
god.
I can hear the character in my head,
every
that's
line
when the writing comes out.
Of Mars's Senshi was just like, this is it. he said this. Real life. This is canon. I don't know.
For real life.
For real life.
That was also mentality
exactly,
going in. My mentality was basically, I am just going to write an episode of the show.
Yeah.
So, okay. I had this really good idea. It was Ori approved. It was written out. It was going in a good direction. And then I got past the part that I liked. I got past the part where Laios has the reaction. And then I had to be like, okay, now what's going to happen? Okay, well, they need to counteract this poison. I guess they could hunt a monster and get that. So I was like, okay, well, now I gotta look into monsters they could hunt. Okay, well, now I gotta look into parts they could use and like the remedies. And it was getting away from me. It was getting away from me, and it was getting to a point where I was just not enjoying it anymore. But I was hanging on to it because of how much I liked that reaction to the poison scene. And I was like, no, I can make this work. I know I can make this work. Like, I just gotta do my research. I just gotta like go back in the manga and find something. I'm sure I can find something I can use. And it just was not happening. And then I was like, okay, back to the drawing board. Let's say it's not poison. What if Laios is just regular sick? It doesn't have to be from a monster. It could just be he's tired. They've been going through the dungeon. It's dark. It's damp. You could probably catch pneumonia. Okay, fine. Let's go with that route. And the minute I changed that, the minute I killed my darling, that fic flowed. And I was like, oh, this is coming together. Now it's coming together. Because I gotta say, when they talk about write what you know, it's a very helpful tactic. Like, guys, I am fortunate enough to have never had a concussion, but I have had headaches before, and I have talked in circles in a way that confused people, and I know what their reactions could be like.
I took a first aid course. I have
never been poisoned by a monster
in college,
but I know what being sick feels like, and I can write about that.
All about concussions. I'm like first aid certified through this course. I learned all about concussions. I read that like fic that Mars did all about the concussions thing. I was like, this is so accurate. This is like incredibly accurate. This is crazy accurate. Oh my goodness.
Ori, what was even more validating, so for anyone who's new here, I work as a speech language pathologist. So that runs the gambit of, you could go the educational route or you could go the medical route. So I have a teeny bit of a medical background, little bit. And the night after I posted that fic, the very next day, we learned about concussions in my aphasia class. And I'm sitting there like, okay. Wow, I did a better job than I
really did do this.
All right, I know how to write concussions, apparently.
Yeah, really.
It really came together.
How did that happen,
yes,
Mason?
Once we have asked about this, and Mason, I don't think you've given us an answer. Because I know you've said this before, Mason, and I don't think we've ever gotten the answer.
But I feel like I would have remembered how it happened if we had learned.
Well, see, Estok, it's funny you bring that up, because this is when the timing just really worked to my advantage. I was very sick around the time that the Dungeon Meshi fic was due. And it was due. There was a deadline to hand this fic in, so I had to get it done by a certain time. And I had the worst congestion. It was not fun. The headaches, really the coughing, the everything. I felt gross. I felt horrible. And as soon as I had that realization of, wait, I should change this from a poisoning to actually being sick, I was like, yep, I can write about this. I can write about this. I know exactly how this feels. I'm experiencing it right now. But it really did all just flow more better than that. And it led to some character building moments, because not only can I relate more to Laios so I can write him better, but now Habru, a character in the story, can relate as well, because he's a human. He's been sick. He probably has memories like eating warm chicken noodle soup. I can work with this. I can do some character exploration here now. Whereas before in the previous iteration, where it was the poison route, I didn't have that. So sometimes when you kill your darlings, it can lead to some very, very nice results.
I think an important thing about writing what you know, though, is not the fact that you have to have had personal experience. I think the main
not at all.
part of it is that you have to know what it is. And if you're trying to write something that you don't want to research, that you aren't interested in, it will never be as good as something that you have the desire to research if you don't already know, right? So it's like if you're somebody that doesn't have a disability, but you want to write a character with a disability and you are interested in learning about other people's experiences with the disability you're trying to write and their experiences through life, then you can write a good character like that. But if you're like, I just need to put it in here, I want to have one, but I'm really not interested in that sort of thing, then you're not going to be able to do it and it's just going to be miserable. And then you should do something else, right? So it's like, I don't think the person who wrote Food Wars has a level of experience in the the professional chef world, and I could be wrong.
No,
but they at very minimum
they have a passion for cooking.
Exactly.
They at the very minimum have a passion for cooking and understand how certain ingredients go together, because the way the characters talk so in depth about that, it's the same way I feel about Dr. Stone. I don't think the manga writer for that one is a PhD scientist, but I do believe that they have a massive passion for science, because the way they explain things in that show goes so in depth and so much more than just surface level.
You were
so no, I don't think you need to have direct experience, but I do think you need to have an interest in what you're writing.
That is not how I expected the watermelon to cause a concussion. Ooh, ow.
Wait, hang on.
I really expected it to be a lot more cartoonish than that. Damn. Yeah, no, total vibe, Pastry Puff. Exactly. No, 100%. But she had the passion about cooking, right? Oh my god, there's so many, like, Food Network shows I love to watch, and it's like, that looks good. I wish I could eat that. It looks delicious, but I couldn't eat that. Like, I don't like fish. Whatever it is. Like, wow, that crab salad looks fucking amazing. Sounds delicious, but I don't like crab. And it's like, and that's a vibe. Def, Allie, def. But I do think there are certain types of stories and certain sections of types of stories that you do need to fully have planned out. And I think my examples are time travel as your main
100%.
plot point. Okay,
you
again,
cannot flub
we talked
time
about in
travel.
Gravity Falls that it's as a goof. I don't care if it's as a goof. Do whatever the fuck you want. But if it is your main plot point, you really got to get a nail down on it.
If it's
Number 2,
you got to know what you're doing.
Yeah. Number 2, mysteries. Mysteries. Write a good mystery has to be fully planned out, and you cannot write as you go, sort of thing. It has to be fully planned out to get good things.
This is one thing
like
I've
Murder on
always
the Orient
heard
Express, like
about mysteries.
Knives Out.
Write the ending first, then work your way backwards
and figure out how to do it. But those are the only ones I can think about where the whole plot has to be really, really nailed down in order to have your entire thing.
Say mystery. I'd also say suspense. The suspense genre should also be planned out, because that leads to a lot of foreshadowing. Like, you got to leave clues for your readers.
Yeah.
It's mystery adjacent.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's less solving and more about, like, keeping everyone on edge. But also, like, kind of almost dangling, like, what's happening.
The difference.
And you got to know what's happening.
Both of those, all of those, is the focus on the actual narrative portion being important and less the character building, right? Even in
And I
romances,
think that's why I like writing for
drama.
Outcast so much.
Exactly.
Because it's more of a character
Even
study,
shonen.
and because it's a character study, they're allowed to be organic. They're allowed to
Don't pull a Gossip
have
Girl,
these
exactly.
moments, have these thoughts, kind of get pulled in one direction, pulled in another direction. And we can follow them on that journey because they're human. And we as humans, you know, we have one thought and then we have another and we get pulled in multiple directions.
But I think
Pull a Gossip Girl.
Yeah,
I've
really.
never watched Gossip Girl.
Oh.
Sorry.
But I also think that there are certain parts of certain stories that do have to be specifically planned out before you can have the story. And that's any rules, I guess, for lack of a better term, that matter to the story. And I think the biggest thing I would talk about is with magic, right? If you are in a world that has magic as a major focus, not necessarily the plot, but as like a very important part of the story, right? So if you are in a world with magic that is important, you need to have the limitations to that magic, right? Like Frieren is not about the magic. Frieren. The story of Frieren is not about the magic, but it is a very important framing of the world
but
that they are in.
Explored.
And thus it
also helps inform Friren's character because she's been around long enough to see it change.
Yes, but so it has specific rules. You can tell that the creator of Frieren, the creator of Frieren knows how their magic system works, and thus they can make characters like Ubel and Frieren and the demons.
It also helps that they made a fairly non-complex magic system.
Yes.
Like there aren't all these different rules to it. It's fairly straightforward when you think about it.
Anyone can write, Ellie.
That is very true. You can write. Everyone can write. So Federico, not only do you need a brain to write suspense, you have to know how to do tension as well. Because that's the whole point of the genre, is to keep the audience on the edge of their seat and wondering, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
I think a really good example of this, and the second part hasn't come out yet, but Mission Impossible 7 Part 1. It's called Dead Reckoning Part 1. Okay? I was literally, like, my mother had to be like, Ori, like, stop holding my hand, like, you're squeezing my head. Like, the whole movie, I was never not on the edge of my seat. Okay? That entire movie. Like, it ended, and I was like, oh my God, I don't think I relaxed for a second. Like, I don't think it still kept building and having moments, and it never felt like we got pushed back or like, oh, the payoff wasn't good. Like, I was like, oh my God. And it ended
never a point to relax.
in a very good spot, right? If that makes sense. While I would be very sad if there was never a part 2, I'm not like it ended badly. Like, I would still show people the movie. Does that make sense? Right? Like, it's still really good. And so, as like, I would also say Mission Impossible 6 Fallout
to the
also
extent
does
I would show somebody The Promised Neverland, because that is a suspense show where it's basically a psychological suspense of, oh my God, are these kids going to get out okay? Are they going to be able to avoid mother on their way to freedom? And then stop after season 1. Don't go any further because it's not worth it. Only in the anime. If you're reading the manga, definitely go further.
Mission Impossible, Federico, and the best ones, in my opinion, are 100%. 6 is really good. Definitely has more quote-unquote downtime. The end, like, you definitely get to, like, a point, and then it's suspense to the end, and it's really done very, very well. But it's definitely a little more downtime. Mission Impossible 7 Part 1, which is called Dead Reckoning Part 1, is literally the whole fucking time. Like, the whole, like, from moment fucking 1, where they set up the premise of the thing, it's like, holy shit. I will say, watching it in as modern times as you can, is definitely important. I don't know if down in the future, because it's definitely it's about AI. Okay, that's not a spoiler. It's literally in second one you learn it's about AI, and AI had just started being a thing. Really, 2? Oh, your least favorite is 2. Yes, the least favorite is 2. Yes, okay. Sorry, I read that wrong. You are correct, Estruck. That is the right opinion to have. Mission which is non-possible, yes.
There's no Promised Neverland season 2 in Ba Sing Se.
Yes.
Because there isn't. They
There
never
isn't.
made one.
There's no. But
They never made the Goldie Pond arc, so it can't possibly be season 2.
But yeah, and thus I will say there's not a lot of suspense things that I can think about, and you definitely can't do it for too long, right? The longer the medium suspense is in, the harder it is to keep because you have a longer period of time.
Oh yeah.
You have
Well,
to
that's the
keep
thing
that
where you
up.
have to keep either maintaining the tension or upping the tension.
And you can only
And that can
up
come with its
so
own
far.
caveats. Because there's
Yeah.
only exactly. Because then you might run into like
suspense power creep.
some people run into an issue of jumping the shark where it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
The next
you went
thing isn't
too
as
far
good.
with
Or
that suspense.
it either gets too unrealistic, too unbelievable, or then
Too
the next
convoluted.
level, is
I've seen-
backwards.
I've seen some series where it's like, wait, why would that be the next step? That's not even logical in the overarching narrative.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There is a specific example. I just can't think of the name.
I don't watch a ton of suspense, so I just love Mission Impossible. So.
I do have a soft spot for suspense.
Yes,
Sometimes
it's
they're.
struck.
'Cause I find suspense
Mission Impossible 2 is the worst
adjacent
one.
to mystery,
You are
so I do
correct.
enjoy it.
I do like it. I just can't think of a lot of specifically, suspense things I've specifically watched. It's usually
Moments
tied to
in Link
something
Flick.
else.
You've definitely seen
Oh
suspense
yeah,
in
yeah,
Link
yeah.
Flick.
No, there's definitely, but see, that has to be planned out originally anyway because of the time travel, right?
Oh yeah, they're juggling multiple plates.
Yeah, that's why
in
it's
that
so
one.
good. I have not seen Silence of the Lambs, but I do believe
I haven't
you
seen
are
Silence
correct.
of the Lambs, but
That
I
is
believe
a
it does fall
suspense.
under suspense.
Yes, that is my understanding.
So I could give a brief example because I just started a new book,
A new box.
a new book.
A new box.
Oh, end me, Jesus!
Uncut.
I have not
Is that
seen the Uncut Gems,
Hold on. I have
but
to see if
while
that's the
Ori
one.
figures that out, I am currently reading a new book. It's called Lost in the Neverwoods. Basically, it is I'm going to call it a retelling
No, I have not.
of
Estrella.
Peter
Not
Pan,
what I was thinking.
but told in the modern age with a twist. It's basically one of those reimagined fairy tales.
I'm gonna grab water. Keep
And
talking.
what happens in that story is you have the main character, Wendy, and her brothers, John and Michael, went missing years and years ago. It clearly ties into some anxiety she has, some OCD, some PTSD, all that fun stuff. One night, she hears that there are other children in her neighborhood going missing, just like her brothers did all those years ago. And she finds a boy in the middle of the road as she's driving home that night. And it happens in a very, I would call it jump scare kind of way, where a shadow falls out of a tree, it hits her car, she veers off the side of the road, and then she comes out to check on the boy. And she discovers oh my God, this is Peter Pan. This is the boy from my stories. There's another plot point in there where she unknowingly draws him. She could be writing a grocery list and all of a sudden there's a picture of the boy in front of her with a gnarled tree in the background. So it's set up with this intent to be kind of creepy. What's going on here? What's the mystery? Where did these missing kids go? What happened to Wendy all those years ago? What happened to her brothers? And the last chapter I left off on was they found the same evidence on Peter because now he's in the hospital. The police found the same evidence on Peter that they had found on Wendy all those years ago. So it's set up very much in that way. And I think what makes it effective is you're really brought into the main character's head. So you feel the anxiety she's going through when she is having those moments, like you feel it right along with her, because she'll talk about like her heart pounding, she'll talk about how nervous she is, she'll talk about how the room is swimming, she'll talk how she'll feel like she's underwater. But it definitely falls in that suspense category where they are building tension for these individual reveals at the end of each chapter. Like a mini spoiler, chapter 2 ends with the boy calling her Wendy, and that's when she realizes it's Peter. Chapter ends. Chapter 3 ends with we can't find the boy anywhere. No security cameras saw him leave the hospital. It's like he vanished. Chapter ends. We go to the next chapter. The police come to her house. They question her. She's nervous. She's reminded of all those years ago when she came out of the woods, but her brothers didn't. And then they drop that bombshell that Peter had the same evidence on him that Wendy had on her. Chapter ends. So they're very much setting up in that way where here's the buildup and then here's the immediate payoff. I find with that book, because some do it differently. There's some where you have to wait multiple chapters for the payoff to come, and then there's others where it's like boom, boom, boom. Like here's a reveal, here's a reveal, here's a reveal. And it keeps it very engaging. The real missing kids were the friends we made along the way. Mason, knowing this is a retelling of Peter Pan, I'm waiting for Captain Hook to be like the serial killer, honestly.
Oh god, yeah, I'd be so curious about his like motivations though with that, like because like...
That's what because everything is very modernized. Like Wendy works in a hospital. It's interesting. She reads to children in the hospital and she'll tell stories about Peter Pan to the children. So it's kind of like carrying that idea from the original book, but modernizing it as well as aging up Wendy. She's 18 in this version, which is very interesting. I'll let you guys know how the book goes, but not bad for a suspense book, I gotta say.
But yeah, and that's I think a lot of stories may have suspense as part of it, but writing a whole thing with the focus of it, you know, that's
why I think the author chose to go with the build up, boom, next chapter, build up, payoff, next chapter. Like there's always I would call it a mini mystery contained in each chapter, and keeps then there's an immediate payoff where it's not answered, but there's a question. There's always like something to ask.
Well, it's you get your it's the fact that the answer only creates more questions, right? Like that's the whole thing. Is that, you know, oh, you got it answered, but now it's just like, oh shit, but now what about this? But what about that? But what about that?
It's like, do I know this boy? Wendy. Well, he called me Wendy. I guess he knows me.
Yep.
That answers that. But why? And how?
Speaking of fucking Knights of Guinevere though.
Oh my god, I am so fucking ready.
That trailer, that teaser, not even trailer, that teaser, man.
Fucking go.
Did not expect that. Not upset, but did not expect. Hello, Nightshade.
I love the parallels between she's dreaming. Holy shit, she's waking up.
Yeah, like that, so different though. Oh my god, like I did not expect that switch though. Jesus. Oh my god, that'll be incredible.
They went for it, and I'm like, ooh, respect.
Yeah, in a good style for it though. I'm here for the art style though. Does that make sense? Like I feel
it's
like
so good.
Like
it's like really a mix of the gems between Steven Universe and the Owl House.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I mean, that makes sense given the creators.
I'm happy to have something that's like,
holy shit,
this level of like sort of thing going on, and it's not in like the Western anime style, I would say, that like has like a Castlevania or Invincible or
no, it's definitely
Vox Machina,
more anime
because I definitely like leaning more into it's much more stylized even, you know, because a lot of the sort of like ones, for lack of a better term, because I don't know if I would say it's gory yet, you know, we'll see, but it's definitely got that like unsettle, right? And I find a lot more of the unsettle happens in less stylized, so I'm very excited to have something stylized.
Well, because I think the style is going to lend itself to the horror aspect of
Yeah.
it, and I'm so ready.
And yeah, no, very, very interesting. It'll be very, very cool.
Like, oh, Dana Terrace not controlled by Disney? Let's go. Let's
Seriously.
friggin' go. I can't wait to see, because some of the stuff in Owl House was terrifying. I can't wait to see what she does given
Oh yeah,
free reign.
especially near the end. Oh gosh.
Oh
Wow.
yeah. Some of that stuff was horrifying.
But I think my biggest thing
I'm here for
is
it.
being told in that style, right? You really only see that in games, right? Having like very
Yeah.
different, like
indie projects.
yeah, you really only see in indie projects having like really stylized stuff,
I gotta
and it's
be
like
honest, I thought it was a game at first, and then I realized, oh wait, it's coming from Glitch. This is an animation.
Yeah. And I will say I'm a person that I say I don't like horror, right? I don't watch horror movies. And I think my biggest thing is because it's like this feels real, right? Like this is the thing that is set in the real world with people and like dolls that look like real dolls, or you know, like whatever.
Yeah,
like
nope.
like I don't need to
I'm
be
noping the hell out of there.
concerned for my life. Versus like I can do Five Nights at Freddy's. I never saw the movie, but like I can do like watching somebody play the games, because it's like I'm not going into an abandoned, you know, Chuck E. Cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to this place that this exists, so I'm safe, right?
Yeah.
And these sort of things. I watched Markiplier play a game. I think it was called Faith. There's like 3 or 4 of them, and it's pixel. It's still got some creepy shit going on, but I don't feel like concerned by it in my real life. You know? Yeah, real people are
Yeah,
the
I can
scariest,
understand that.
Nightshade. You get it.
Real people are the scariest.
Only good news of 2025. There was other good news. I mean, Mermaid's Masks, you know, Grimoire, Mermaid's Mask should come out in 2025. There's something else that was coming out in 2025 that I was excited about.
It wasn't the Star Apprentice full collection, was it?
No, that doesn't have a confirmed date. There's something else though. Obviously, Dun 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 season 2 / season 1 part 2, however you want to classify it.
Dun 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 season 2. Windbreaker season 2.
Ooh, Windbreaker season 2.
Let's go.
Yeah, Professor Layton New World to see. That's what I was thinking of.
There we go. That's a big one. Okay, I had not heard of that one, Estra.
Wild. Sorry to hear that, Mason.
Did not know there was going to be an Among Us show.
It's definitely a very specific anime.
Yeah. No, I need answers. I gotta know what happened to Gigi and Momo.
Ooh. You're not going to Nightshade? Yeah, to each their own. We're on the Mashley kick now. Well, it's confirmed. I don't know if it's gonna be confirmed for 2025 though. I don't think we had a date yet. I'm just happy that it's gonna happen, you know? That's it. That's all I need.
Still can't believe my parents watched an entire season of Mashley with
Yeah, that's
me.
hilarious to me. Oh my god.
You know when my dad had that reaction with "What is with the cream puffs?"
Yeah.
He did it when Mash was walking to the door and going cream puff, CREAM, puff.
Yep.
That's what my dad was like. What is with the cream puffs?
I love my favorite part. Yeah, Allie. Nice pastry. My favorite is when it hard cuts that one time and he's in like the baking outfit.
Yes.
That's my favorite cream puff related trick. Oh, there's a really the cream puffs
my
get
dad
better,
laughed
guys.
so hard
There's
at
a
Lance trying
bunch
to
of
like
cream
oversee the entire process, and it still turns into a cream puff. My dad like guffawed at that
That's
one.
hilarious. That one's great. No, I think it is. I'm trying to differentiate season 1 and season 2. I'm pretty sure it is season 1.
If you say the joke, I might know.
Well, I don't want to spoil any jokes for Pastry Puff, but we're doing like Langdorm stuff, right? In season 1, that
Yes.
happens in season 1, right?
Yeah. Lots of
Okay.
Langdorm stuff.
How did he make it a cream puff still?
How did he make it a cream
I
puff?
love the later cream puff related ones with the Lang arc Mars at later.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so
It's fine,
here
pastry
for it.
puff. It's good. And then
Nah, don't worry, cause see, I haven't watched
Mars
season
hasn't seen
2, so
season 2
Ori
either,
can't spoil it
so
for
I
me
can't spoil
either.
anything. No, I will say my favorite joke of all is in season 2, and MASH has one line that is my favorite line, and that's in season 2
Mhm.
as well. And then the ending of season 2, just like it hit me. It hit me.
Also, I just gotta say, what a green flag Mash is.
MASH is
What
great.
a good boy. He was raised right.
He's such a good boy.
Also, very, very
I'm
appropriate
not making
show
you do anything,
for
Mason. We're
everything
just all watching it
yesterday.
now. You're behind.
It's really got some good jokes. It's got some really lovable characters.
No, that is true, Allie. It definitely has a very classic shonen vibes to it.
Hmm.
Yes, Pastry Puff, you will know it. I will bet that when you get to it in season 2, you will know what line I like. Like, I'll bet you.
Finn is
I'll
my
bet you. You'll
child,
be able
and he
to
must
go
be
into.
protected.
You'll like run to the Discord and be like, "Ori, I know the line you're talking about," and then I'll be like, "Yep, you're right," because I'd be surprised.
Oh, I can't wait.
Again, like
Well,
it gives.
I know what I'm binging.
Exciting and
intimidating.
It's so good.
Don't be
It's so good.
intimidated.
It's so good. It's so good. Ah, it's so good. Season 2 is
Well,
better
Allie,
than
I
season
cannot
1.
comment
Allie.
on that because I
Yes.
haven't seen season 2 yet.
My opinion is that yes, season 2 is better than season 1. I watched both by myself originally, and then I went back and I basically ended up binging it, not fully, but like we watched it very quick with Dylan. And while I still enjoyed season 1, I was definitely like, I really like season 2, right? The characters have growth. The jokes like change from it being like these characters are just like stereotypes mainly as the main joke a lot of times to it definitely moves away to even more characterization with still having the same kind of humor. There's still not really a lot of girl characters. I'm trying to think of any other ones. There really isn't. I think that we get them briefly introduced at one point. Definitely not a lot of female characters in Mashley. I'm kind of used to it with like it's very shonen, vibes, right?
Mm.
So
It definitely has shonen
it will
vibes,
Pastry
that's for
Puff,
sure.
it will. Milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of milk. So eventually making to anime. Okay. Last episode of season. I'm trying to remember exactly what the last episode was. Again, like I said, I binged it, but I'll say, Allie, I will admit I did well up a little bit at the ends of season 2.
Ooh.
It's definitely in like it's
That
shonen
sounds
power
promising.
of friendship kind of vibes. Not that it's like particularly deep. I will just say I'm very moved by power of friendship shit. Dylan makes fun of me for it. So it like has a good moment. Now you're even more
I'm
intimidated.
here for that.
Yeah, it's definitely just
I
like
could
a
use more of
welling
that in my
of
life.
like, well, I'd all come to this, oh, how nice.
Ori, I will say
Well,
this.
it's been a
I was
good
going
way.
through it when
It's-
Lance had his realization, so I was like, okay.
No, Mars, it's gonna hit you. I guarantee it. If you don't have in
And when
season
Dot
2
had
a
his
moment,
realization too, that was
yeah,
so
if
good.
you don't have a moment in season 2, like I'll be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, I'm sure I will.
think the ending will
I
hit
don't
you.
doubt.
I think my favorite line will get you as well.
I
'cause
love
that got
these
me.
goobers.
But
I
it's
love
not gonna
these
make you cry
adorkable
in a
goobers.
sad way, guys. Like it's not gonna make you cry in a sad way. Like it's not like I'm not sad, right? It's very much like, oh my, like I'm so overcome with these lovely emotions, like it's a happy cry. It's a happy well up, right?
Maybe there is good in the world.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of an example I
People
can
aren't
say
so bad, Mr.
without
Frodo.
spoiling for the people I'm trying to talk to. I was trying to think of an Epic the Musical one, but most of them are kind of accompanied by like, oh shit, reality, so that's kind of tough.
Mm.
I don't know, the feeling you get at the end of like I will fall in love with you over and over again. I don't even remember the
Ooh,
exact.
that's a good
You know,
one.
when you get
The
that,
catharsis.
and
The
Penelope has her
catharsis.
moment of like, I guess that makes him you, and you're like, oh, that's the feeling. Okay, that feeling is
Or the word
feeling
you're
I get.
looking for is catharsis.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call it catharsis in MASH. It is more just, it's very like I said, I get overwhelmed by the power of friendship when it's done very well, very good, and it's like it feels right.
Well,
And
I shall be
it's
binging
all
this
thanks to
weekend.
Finn, my
I
favorite character.
Don't know if my parents will be joining me on that venture.
Yeah.
It could have been a one and done deal.
But I would definitely say
But
I like
still
season
find
2 better than
hilarious I was
season
able to
1.
convince them.
I will say, Allie, if you weren't a huge fan of Lemon in season 1, she is much better in season 2. I kind of was on and off about her in season 1, and there's not a ton of Lemon in season 1, right? Like overall, there is more Lemon in season 2, and she feels better in season 2.
And she just needed some time to settle.
But yeah, there really just isn't a lot of girl characters, and it really just gives like classic shonen vibes. Lemon from Mashley. Yes, exactly, Allie. All of the cream puffs as friends. You hated Lemon? Okay, yeah. She's much, much better in season 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Much better in season 2. Like I said, all of the characters.
Yeah, there's Mash, there's Lance, there's Dot.
So Mazen.
There's lots of characters,
I would
Mazen.
never say personally that Mash was ever insufferable. I would also say I never felt Finn was insufferable. I can see
Finn.
the feelings about Lance and Dot and Lemon.
He's a little whiny, but I honestly think
2,
episode 3 does Finn a lot of justice.
Yeah.
I feel like he had a moment that Zenitsu should have gotten.
Oh, 100%. By season 2, they've all toned down in their whole personality, mainly being their tropes first. Oh, Finn does everything in season 2, Allie. Like I said, Finn is the reason that
Finn is my favorite
causes
already.
My favorite MASH line, and Finn causes the scene that causes me to well up at the end. And there's a big arc with Finn having his thing. Like, it's a lot of Finn in season 2, okay? It's a good amount of Finn in season 2.
I am ready.
Okay.
I already liked Finn.
On. I accidentally changed scenes.
Am I allowed to listen?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not telling any jokes. Pastry Puffs just wanted to go in as blind as possible. I'm just saying, like I said before.
Okay,
like,
still season 1, okay.
Well, no. I'm talking about season 2, but not in like a spoiler. Not in a way you would consider spoilers, Mars. Pastry Puffs just wants to be extra blind. Okay, so incredibly, gotcha. If you want to go in as blind as possible to Mashley season 2 spoilers, but not actually, I'm not going to spoil any plot lines. But the main first, I think, is it the whole arc? I think it's the main whole arc, yeah. Has like different sections in season 2, but the overarching, thing that happens has a lot of Finn doing stuff. Thoughts about Puppet Guy and Demon Eye Guy. Mars, you finished season 1, so we know about them. So Puppet Guy.
You're thinking of
I don't remember their
Abyss
names.
And
Abyss.
I think it's Abel.
Abel, thank you. Yes.
I think it's Abel and Abyss. I ship.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I think it's hard not to ship them by the end.
100%. I liked Abyss a lot. Yeah, I forgot about the name. No. Vibes. I liked Abyss a lot. I did feel like Abel, Abel definitely got the classic shonen treatment a little bit, but I still didn't feel like he was ever like too evil.
Abel got classic shonen treatment. I liked his backstory a lot.
Yes.
Because I feel like it showed how the mindset of society was hurting people on both ends.
Oh, yeah.
And it was affecting everybody. And it was a very effective way of showing it, too.
Very gay, Allie.
it's like showing that it's not an easy solution.
Mm-hmm. No, very much so. Very, very much showing. It very much shows it as a real society and not like there's one thing and if we
Yeah.
fix it, it's not a problem anymore. No, I did enjoy that, and I do. Incredibly mild spoilers for season 2. While they are like reoccurring characters, quote unquote, they're not like new friend group friends, if that makes sense. Like they're not like Dot and Lance and Finn or and Lemon. They're not like main core group people. They're more like Bamboo guy that I'll never remember the name of. Where they like
I just
exist.
call him Bamboo.
Yeah, he's Bamboo. Where they exist
Bamboo it,
and
bro.
like they'll bring them back as like part of it and as like maybe a funny gag or something, but they're definitely not like new friend group people. In season 2, the only friends you get are Dot, Lance, Lemon, and Finn. That's it. That's the only ones that like are there.
Okay, so they keep the core
So
group.
they keep they keep the group. Unfortunately, in classic shonen style, while Lemon is better, she's still kind of sidelined. She doesn't do much. Oof, I'm sorry, Mason. In like a physical way, the other day I suddenly had like nausea very suddenly.
Oh, that was
and then
me
I drank
last
a lot
week.
of water. But I'll say,
Amazing how
Allie, if
just
you
drinking
overall
water can help
liked
that.
the general humor of Mashley from season 1, and you enjoy shonen vibe related things, and you're really just doing it as a vibe show, I recommend watching season 2.
I
I'm
personally
sorry,
love
Allie.
dry humor. I personally
I'm
love
really
dry humor. So
struggling.
this was right up my
There's no
alley. I
women.
was like, oh, so
Yeah, then
it was really well done dry humor.
I'm
I don't even
sorry
know how to
about the
put it
women.
into words. It's
Maybe
really
season
hard to
3.
explain how a joke works.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mason. Do something for you. Take a self-care day.
Yeah.
Do a spa treat, a self-spa treatment. I like to do that.
Or treat yourself to a little something. I'm thinking of
Yeah.
picking myself up some bubble tea tomorrow.
Ooh,
I
very
need
nice.
it.
Yeah, Allie.
Hopefully it
I
won't be sad bubble
highly
tea again.
recommend. Yeah, I'm really, really struggling to think of a single woman that's like a new thing in the season 2. I really don't think there is. No, that's a man. That's a
You
man.
hate
That's a man.
funny things.
Ah, dang it, Nightshade.
Ew, humor.
All
That's
right.
a shame.
We're gonna stop talking about Mashley
You know what
now.
else has humor? Outcast.
Outcast does have humor. Outcast, guys, was going to be a lot more humorous originally, but we like character studies too much.
We really do. Well, Mars likes writing character stories, and Ori likes drawing scared people.
I like drawing them having their things happen. That's the fun of it. It's also like I like storytelling through character design, right? So that's fun, and that's harder to do when it's just
I would say it's
a buddy
definitely
cop-esque thing.
Yeah.
So slightly back to planning. If you
Yes.
are
Let's see if we can
intimidated
get this on track.
by it doesn't, we always go off track.
We do.
Needs to make some trans head. There you go.
But we
Ooh,
gotta give-
okay.
Ooh,
Let's think
that's
of
a good one.
good trans headcanon for a Mashley character. We're talking season 1 only because Allie knows season 1.
Okay. Why do I feel like Dot is the
Yeah,
biggest
Dot. It's
candidate?
Dot, guys. It's Dot. It's Dot.
It's
It's
definitely
really Dot, isn't it? It really is Dot. Yeah, it's Dot.
I feel like Dot is the strongest candidate.
It's really Dot. Tell me otherwise.
Although
I don't know if Pastry Puff came
so
back.
funny. I can't believe my dad, like in episode 2 and 3 of MASH, my dad is just like, so is she the love interest? And I'm like, the girl with the bow, and he's
Yeah,
like,
right.
no, the guy, the person with the blonde bangs and the black hair. I'm like, Finn?
No, not from Animaniacs.
And my dad's just like, is that not what they're
Yes,
doing?
good,
They're
Pastry Puff.
looking
We're
very
not spoilering
softly at
anymore.
each other. I'm like,
Yes.
I mean,
We're
it
only talking
could.
season 1.
but I'm gonna guess no. Only in headcanon land.
Yeah, Dot. There you go. Done. And now you get it the
Yeah.
whole time, Ellie. Perfect.
That has dot written all over it.
It was so that
It
was
just
so easy
fits.
though. That fits so
That
well.
was really easy.
Yeah. No, it's dot. That's not even like a question. I like how we were like dot. It's like, yeah, it's dot. Not from the
It's straight up Dot.
There you go, Allie. Dot's Dylan's favorite character. I love Dot too. Dot and Lance, they're great. Yeah, they're all good. They all have their times. But yeah,
Lance is
Dylan's
really
favorite
fun.
character.
I love how Lance just kind of inserts himself in the group like, okay, I'm gonna help you idiots with your homework.
Yeah. But yeah, Dot's Dylan's favorite. And I can see why. Oh, I'm glad, Allie. Now you can go out and watch season 2 and have a jolly old time. Because God,
There you go.
do they have the casual?
I'm pretty sure there's some good Dot moments.
Slight spoilers if Pastry Puff wants to turn off the ears for a minute. I don't want to spoil
Put that
anything
sign back
for
up.
Pastry Puff. Really, really quick. Is season 1 the season where they have a casual clothes episode?
No.
Oh, okay. So in season 2 they have a casual clothes episode, and it's really good. Really
Ooh,
funny.
well, I've been getting snippets of that through the ending.
It's very, very funny.
So I cannot wait for that. We love ourselves a casual clothes episode.
Yes.
I mean, look at it, guys. We're making port outfits.
Good time. Yeah, we are back out of spoilers now. Yeah, we are making port outfits. That is something we have to do. That is something else I decided that I wanted to do with Outcast. See, that wasn't planned.
Ori didn't have to. I never forced her to do that.
No. Ori went, I really want outfit changes. Because it's like, okay, I get the reason. I understand.
I know there will be hair changes, permanent hair changes.
But it's like, okay, I understand why. No, 100% Pastry Puff. Yes, exactly. There's that whole thing with Dot. No, it's Dot. No, I don't hate you, Mason. We don't hate you, Mason. You are allowed to dislike a show how much ever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes
Everyone
sense.
has different opinions.
Yeah. I also find, it's like saying, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Monty Python. Some people are. Everybody has their own thing.
To each their own.
Don't be sorry for literally anything you have said today or anything. There's nothing to be sorry about. Like,
Pastry, that's why we were like, Dot. That's the trans character. That's the trans
It hit
rep.
so well. I don't know. I never thought about it, but the second we're like, let's pick one, and it's like, there it is. I'm curious to see you take this further now, Pastry Puff, as you continue through season 1.
Because we know you're the analyzer.
Yes, I've loved hearing, because I will say, I definitely watched MASH solely as a vibe show, so getting to read all your deep analyses about it is really fun.
I'm so proud of you. I've turned you into an analyzer.
Yes. Oh, like I said, with
Dylan's and our work is accomplished.
I definitely didn't analyze MASH very hard, though. And I made Dylan specifically not analyze MASH very hard, and the reason for that is I much rather him be there for the humor than anything else, because I know he can be very particular, and I wanted him to watch it, for the fun of it, right? I didn't want him to be, like, thinking about it too hard, because then if it's not, like, super up to standard, he's not gonna enjoy. He's not gonna enjoy it anymore. And it's like, okay, no, don't take it seriously. Just have a good time.
We'll save Link Click for him for that one.
I'm so happy. Yeah, right, Ellie? Exactly. It's so fun. I'm so glad that we have, like, managed to get people into, like, our shows. I feel very cool, right? Mars was always this person to me, right? Mars was always, like, recommending the anime and stuff. But now we can both recommend
Ori
anime
gets to
to you guys. and now we get to watch you guys talk about it in the Discord and stuff, and that's super fun. Versus it's the opposite,
Honestly,
where I'm
the
watching
way
all
I
y'all
click
talk
on
about Ace
that
Attorney stuff, and I'm like,
reserve table
I want to be a
where
part
I'm
of the
like, oh,
conversation.
that's something I could click on.
Yeah, literally every single time. Every
The
single
show
time
I
it's not an
know.
Ace Attorney thing, I'm like, ooh, what is this? Or, ooh, I saw that. It's lovely. I mean, that's kind of
So
what it
if
is,
it's Dungeon
S-Struck.
Meshi related, I'm there.
That's definitely kind of what it is. I feel like you could easily join this anime club if you just picked one of these animes we're talking about to watch for the first time, and then talk about it in the reserves channel, because then we all respond to you.
You
I
just
know
gotta
Mars and I
make
do.
sure to spoiler all
Yep.
your things.
Yes,
That way we
properly
don't
label
accidentally spoil someone.
and spoiler tag it, and then you're good. I keep debating like having some sort of like list for us for people to watch. But this is too many anime. We're just gonna talk about the.
I'm just going to talk about the ones I like that pop into mind, and that'll be how it goes.
And it's so rough, Pastry Puff. You guys constantly like go in there, and I'm like, recently though, I have to like double check the like case number that you guys write, because it's like AAI. And nope, we're only on 2. We're only on 2.
Yep.
This is for 2-4. Damn it.
Sad times.
Every time, I'm always so sad. I'm like, I want to be a part of this. That's exactly why I have you as a mod though, Pastry Puff, because we can't mod it at all. We needed somebody.
You were very helpful on that front.
Exactly. Oh my god! And last stream, man.
Oh my god!
I didn't even notice
Banhammer in the
at all.
West.
I didn't even notice at all. Crazy.
I mean, to be fair, I was looking at Discord, so I could look at Ori's share screen.
Yes. No, that's good.
I was not looking.
Oh
in
no,
the slightest.
Allie.
Oh no.
So far behind. It's okay. I mean, if you kick it into gear at all, Allie, you'll surpass us easily.
Oh yeah.
And also, if your plan is to immediately play
I think Ace Attorney is on hiatus after this week, correct?
Yeah, this week we have 3 weeks of Detective Grimoire and the Secret of the Swamp, which is the quote-unquote prequel game to Tangled Tower. That's
Let's
like
go.
Prequel in the sense of it came before Tangled Tower, and it is Detective Grimoire and Sally. They do have very different designs.
Timeline.
We will be getting new outfits, because when we played Tangled Tower last, they were in our old avatar design. However, I will be doing their current Tangled Tower outfit design of Grimoire and Sally, and not the Secret of the Swamp ones, specifically because we will be playing Mermaid's Mask eventually, and I don't want to have to draw them again. That was a lot of words at once, but I think y'all understand.
They came out in a coherent manner. I think you're okay.
Yeah, that's I wonder why, Pastry Puff. Did it, obviously I literally didn't read any of the if Dylan didn't say anything, I never would have known, which is like top tier high marks job there, right? But did it feel like they were doing it maliciously, or did it feel like they were just, they didn't know yet?
Playing Whack-A-Mole. Oh, jeez. Well, here's all your tickets. Go get something from the prize counter.
Yeah. Saw it as malicious? Darn.
It was malicious? Oh, man.
Achievement unlocked.
Yeah, very much so. We're popular enough to get malicious comments. Yay.
It absolutely
see this as
malicious.
An absolute win.
Damn, that's crazy. Well, I'm glad to have y'all.
Oh, nothing but the spoiler itself? Oof.
Wow.
That is rough. Well, we appreciate that you were so on top of it.
Damn, crazy. Yep.
Wow.
We do appreciate it. That's really like the first pretty negative interaction I think we've super had. Usually it's just bots.
Yeah.
Wild. We're blowing up, you guys.
I'm telling you, Ori, we're making it big. We're making it big if we're getting those kinds of comments.
We are. What am I doing? His face. That's what I'm doing. Look at his face. Classic Hotson over here, guys. Classic Hotson.
That is a classic Hotson. Oh, the trivia is up.
Yes, I saw. Wow, wild.
If I get this wrong, I'm going to scream.
That's crazy. At least they were both on YouTube. I'm trying to think of who
Do
we
you
have
think
over
Dylan
on
would have quit
Twitch.
right then and there if he saw a spoiler?
It would have been rough. I don't think he would have, but it would have been rough. Because I do think that we could manage to make him forget. I do
have
think
faith in us.
that he could forget. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely a little concerning. I don't think that he would outright quit, because I do know that he does enjoy getting to have like chat with you guys, and he actually like has a good time, and he also says that he does it for me. So I don't think that we would have him be fully gone. I do think that we could manage to have him forget. We had mods on Twitch, but I think most of y'all migrated to YouTube. Yeah, Enthuse is on Twitch. It definitely just depends.
Y'all participated in the Great Migration.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, because that's the one thing. My brain is like, the answer could be, I'm not sure. Where's my thing? Creator dashboard. Men in Black him. Yeah, again, if Dylan's not thinking about something, he will forget it, and he will completely forget it. Not like fake forget it, where you like remember it when it's happening. Completely like brain wipe out of him. Like, it does happen fairly frequently. So I do think that we could manage it. How dare you have a life, Enthuse? How dare you?
How dare you touch grass? And mingle.
Is that called the neuralizer? Yes, the neuralizer. Yes.
That's right. I forgot about that one, admittedly.
Yeah, you're not allowed to touch grass, Enthuse. And in this unpaid volunteer position, how could you? Why can I literally
the
not
audacity
figure out who is my moderation? That's what I want. Do I have my mod people? Where do you tell me who is a mod?
Help, we lost our mod.
We definitely haven't lost any mods. I'm just trying to figure out who. The problem is, I wish that there was a way for me to like put see, the answer, the big brain plate would be to put all of the culprits' names in the ban filter, but then I would know them, right? So it doesn't work.
Yeah.
No, Enthuse.
That kind of backfires a little bit.
Enthuse, if you became Johnum, I would be so sad. If we never saw you again, this would be so sad. Never seeing the sun.
No.
Oh, you know, I gotta find a happy medium here.
I mean, Allie, don't worry. Spring is right around the corner. I hope you won't see your shadow when you come out of the ground. Which I never understood.
We really do need.
Can someone explain that to me? How come when the groundhog doesn't see his shadow, it means spring will
I don't
come?
know what you're sorry about, Mason,
but if
I
he
don't think you
sees
should
his
be.
shadow, the sun is out. That means we're gonna get more winter? The sun is out. Doesn't that equal, spring, warmth, sunshine? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Why is it the opposite?
Because April showers bring May flowers? I don't know. You were in Puxatawny and you have no answers.
I appreciate it. Thanks
I will
for
read that
trying.
in 1 second. Pastry Puff. John M. Alley is a guy who used to be so basically, short history of their channel. I was a big part in Cinderblock Sally's Twitch chats very early in his career. This is a little while ago now. And in being a big part of his community,
2 years?
another, I don't want to think about it. Another big person in his community chat was this guy named John M47. And so we interacted a lot. And when I started streaming with Mars, John M47 came over and watched our stream, and it was one of our like big first people, because most of our people originally came over from knowing me from Cinderblock Sally's streams, because I would be like on his streams and I would like be a part of it and everything like that. Like, we're bros.
You do the
you know?
D&D stuff.
Yeah. And then after being like a big part of the community, John M went to touch grass. And he has yet to come back. I know he's alive, but he has yet to return from touching grass. And obviously, you know,
to this day,
guys, you do you.
Still touching grass.
100%. You do you. But like, we appreciate all y'all around, you know.
Just know you'll be very greatly missed.
He's out there existing. Yeah, and never forgotten, because we still know. I still know
we
John
bring him
M47.
up from time to time.
He's still part of it. I specifically, he had not been like watching streams or anything, or like active in a while, when we had like the great server migration, and I still like DM'd him, and I'm just like, hey, just by the way, we're moving servers, just so you know. And he was like, yeah, cool. He is him and Cinder. Yeah, him and Cinder. Cinder,
so he's
was
around.
The first mod.
He's kicking.
It looks like Cinder. So I actually have here on the Twitch chat, Cinder's the first mod, because I'm a mod on Cinder's stuff. Because Cinder says 3 years.
That would make sense.
And John is 2 years. You're also 2 years enthused. Grenade. And then Hunter. Yeah, I think most of our people are just on YouTube now, so that would have to be the thing. Where's my brain here? New artist badge and emote attribution. Cool. I do all that stuff myself. Of course, this is I'll have to look at. Do you tell me who chatted recently? I don't even know.
It should have that. I'd be very surprised if it didn't.
My big chatters. Because, like, obviously, because in my brain at the moment, only Esdrock is a Twitch person. I don't know. Because Sarah's YouTube, right? Yeah, I think most people are YouTube.
I think
Esdrock
so.
holding on.
Holding on and not letting go.
Not letting go, indeed.
Props.
Pastry Puff had a thing.
Take
your mods out on daily walks. Yes, exactly. Is it impossible to make it so you can't see the words that apply to the ban filter? Also, banning the culture's names would be a problem. It's in Canada's conversation. I guess it would be a problem in that case. I don't think...
Yeah.
Yeah, because then I would know in the end. It's kind of tough.
And in the end,
was there another word that they used both times? Did they say anything? You don't have a YouTube account like that? Vibes. Yeah, no, I feel that. I have a personal YouTube account that actually has, like, my algorithm good. And yeah, I have to, like, make sure to switch it back.
Yeah, now I want the good algorithm, please.
So, yeah. So I have to make sure to, like, change it over. Can think of some words that would be good for the ban filter for protection that just aren't culprit names? Okay, let me see. Because Pastry Puff, there may be a way for you as a mod to directly change the banned words without me ever knowing. And thus, if I never check it, no one else will ever know. But I'll have to look into that. Unless these are words that you could tell me and I can just add, and those words would not be spoilers in themselves. Then I can just add them. Because I would greatly appreciate that. 100%.
I think we might have a workaround. Oh, Milano, your scales. So numerous, so tiny.
You've done it on another channel. So there you go, Pastry Puffs. So yes, I can give access. I think I have to do it specifically on YouTube, but I think Twitch mods automatically have it, so Enthuse should just be able to do it. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure I can change it to allow the mods to just add the banned words, and thus I never need to see it
Oh, nice.
unless I specifically look at it. Yeah. So you did it on another channel on YouTube or Twitch, Enthuse? Because I'm almost definite that you can do it on Twitch. Can mods add banned words on Twitch? You did it on Twitch. Yeah. So it wouldn't automatically Pastry Puff. Enthuse would have to do it on Twitch for us. That's how it would work. Yes, moderate can update your automod level, make custom. Yeah, so should be good. Yeah. So that would be the way to do it. That's something I'll probably try to figure out tomorrow, and then we can get that set by Friday, ideally.
Nice.
Because I shouldn't have to be around for y'all to do it. You should just be able to do it.
Just streamline the process.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, 100%, Allie. That's why we love to do it. And that's why a lot of our comic corners are just, like, comic and chill. We do like to talk about subjects sometimes.
We got a little bit of a structure.
But
and we want to give you guys a chance to ask questions.
Oh yeah, we love talking with you guys. 100%. That's my favorite part. Getting to talk with y'all.
That's the best part.
I think our only like specifically like we're doing something specific stream is Friday stream.
Is Ace Attorney.
Yeah, is playing a game.
That's when we're locked in and focused.
We do try to stay on the game. Ace Attorney specifically. But yeah. Tuesday, Thursday.
Or, law adjacent.
Yeah. That would be the way to do it. How to use Automod.
Automods rollout.
Configure Automod, create a dashboard, to play. Automod rule sets, turn on Automod.
Okay.
Go description, blah, blah, blah.
Go, scales all filled. Now we do your teeth and your eyes, and then you're done, Milano.
Channel moderators can access and update Automod settings by opening the chat settings. So this is for Twitch for Enthuse. In the channel via the settings cog at the bottom right corner. From there, select Manage Moderation Settings. This will open the moderation preferences for the channel, where they can update the Automod level, and create a custom level, and update the terms blocked and permitted terms list. Do auto-modded chats on YouTube show up on the background banners before they're confirmed? Welcome, Enthuse.
That is the question.
Enthuse, try to go to the chat settings via the little settings cogwheel at the bottom right corner of the chat on Twitch. And then you should see their manage moderation settings. And then you should be able to change the blocked terms and phrases or permitted terms and phrases under Automod controls. Good night, Mason.
Night, Mason.
Do auto-modded chats on YouTube show up on your background? But no. So until they are confirmed or denied, they don't come up on the banners, but all mods can see them. So Pastry would have to quick do it. However, on Twitch, I think they're collapsed. Do it. However, on Twitch, stop. On Twitch, they are collapsed, I believe. So that's how it would go, like that. Did you find it, Enthuse? You're looking at reserve table margins automatically.
Oh, absolutely. That was
yes.
definitely an allegory I was thinking of.
100%. 100%.
Big time.
Without question.
I think you could also make an argument for disability. I was kind of feeling that with who was it? I think Lance's sister.
Okay.
Especially because she just outright has a terminal illness.
Do me a quick favor and put in some random word like kumquat in the banned words. And then if Esdrock would be so kind as to attempt to then type kumquat, I'd like to see what it looks like. Because I think for me, the benefit is that, oh, not yet, Esdrock. I don't know if Enthuse did it yet. But, the benefit for me, and for it coming up on the actual screen, is the fact that it goes through Restream, which is the thing that allows me to do both streams at once, instead of only having the one chat. And that then means that almost nothing actually shows up on the thing. Yeah, the name of a beloved Ace Toonie member is a banned term. Oh no, who is this? Who? Is it Flare? Uh-oh. I can't look.
No.
That's
Who could it
specifically
be?
the thing. Someone who's not a mod has to try and say it. Is it Dylan? Is it Flare?
Not Dylan.
Yes, Allie. Oh my god, the through lines are so good. Leos.
I feel like Mash and Laios would get along.
It's not kumquat anymore.
Until
Try
Laios
Dylan.
was disappointed that it's an actual
try
cream puff.
Ori, I guess. Try Mars and try Flare. I don't think there's many other options.
Can't think of that many.
Oh, yep. Oh, who was it? I didn't see
it's
any.
Dylan.
It is Dylan, okay.
Because I got flagged. I got the allow or deny.
Yeah, so we do see it as a word if we are looking at it. But now, Enthuse, click deny. But see, it's not coming up on the screen, right? And then if Enthuse does deny, I'm curious if it goes away or not. It does. Okay.
Oh.
So it does go away. Now, the good news for everybody is that Dylan only looks at YouTube, and I'm only looking at Restream.
I'm usually looking at Twitch.
Okay.
So we got all our bases covered.
Well, the problem is, Mars, is that you would see the banned word, which is what we don't want. That's the concern. But I still think this is better. Okay, for now. Yeah, that would be a good one, Allie. Alio Smash collab. They're making monster cream puffs. It's done. It's so easy. It's just perfect. That would be great. Because Mash would totally eat it. He was going to eat goblin cream puffs. And then, you know, it has monster in it. Dylan is quaking in his boots, yes. They were screaming a lot before. Y'all missed it. It was right before stream. They were hooting. They were hollering. My goodness.
I think I heard them.
Oh, did you? Yeah, they were going. It's quacking. I read it as the right word. Yeah, he would pastry puff. Especially because he's such a growing boy. Ducklin. Ducklin. Yes.
Ducklin.
I will say though, I do think that Mars is vast majority looking at the Discord screen over anything else. So the only thing would just
I'll
be to
sometimes
make
hop
sure...
between it during a lull, because I do want to pay attention to the evidence and the
yeah, so I think
the
the only
line
thing to
reading.
do would be just to ensure we have a Twitch mod on there
Yeah,
as like a...
and then we'll have all our bases
and it'll
covered.
be good. It'll be set. I never thought the day would come. But yes.
But here we
Pastry
are.
Puff, my question about your banned word list suggestion is that would all of them be words that we shouldn't see as well, or is it possible to have ones that could be seen and we wouldn't get? Just curious. I don't even know. Oh, you know how I could tell? I could tell who
Direction
has
are you looking,
high
Milano?
things on the leaderboard.
Oh, there we go.
That could probably tell me people. It's you. It's Oscar, who is not Jamie. Doesn't come to this one. Top chatters. Yeah, honestly, it's Estrock and Dichotomy. Estrock, wanna be a mod? I'm serious. It's not a joke. I am serious.
Who wants a promotion?
Yeah, want a promotion? A Twitch one? You can say no. It's okay. We don't expect
no
much.
pressure,
It's
no
99% for spoilers and like the odd bot here and there.
Yeah. Because we do get them. It
Estrock for
happens.
mods. Yes, Ali seconds. Again, honestly, Dylan is covered. Mostly, if I'm being honest, both myself and Mars can deal. Oh, okay, sure, great. Yeah, you'll never have to negotiate with, like, basically, if somebody spoils and it's malicious, just ban them. You don't even have to, like, like just hide them. Like, just ban them, okay? If someone comes in malicious spoilers right off the bat, ban. And that's it. And that's all you gotta do. We're witnessing history. Yeah, I can do it. I can do it right now. Do it right here.
Right here, right now.
Right now.
Today to how?
Okay. Apparently not as... There it is. Modem. They have the sword. Use it responsibly.
The hammer, the sword, the shield.
Yeah. No.
What was the other hero? The spear?
The spear and the bow. There wasn't a hammer.
And the bow. I forgot the
It
bow.
was a spear, a bow, a sword, and a shield. That's what it was.
Well, now I'm disappointed.
There you
It should have
are,
been a
Estrock.
hammer.
You have been modded. You've been knighted in the quest against Ace Attorney spoilers. That is honestly all I expect from this job. Yes, and indeed, an historic moment. So yes, Druck, that's it. And I will never be mad at you guys for banning somebody if your intention was to protect us from spoilers and mean people. Darn it, that's Druck.
Especially if it's
Come
from
on.
mean people.
But yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
There you have it.
Let's see. How many panels did I get done? I
Day
got
struck became a monosaur.
one,
I'm
two,
sorry to
three, four.
Pastry Puff and Enthuse. I have no idea what day you became mods.
No idea. They.
Yeah, no idea what day you guys became mods. I can't celebrate your modiversary. I'm so sorry. I'm such a bad.
Oh,
Oh, you know what day? or you know I don't know what day.
that could go one of two
It
ways.
doesn't know. Oh, you screenshotted it? Nice. I'll celebrate your mod day if y'all can remember it. But I'm gonna admit I'm a little absentee father about the mod days. I'm really bad at I'm actually not really bad at dates. Dylan's really bad at dates. I'm not great at birthdays unless they're very specific or I've really known you a long time and I actually like super celebrate it. I didn't know Dylan's birthday for a long time.
Guys, do I test her?
No, don't. Yours is one I have to look at a calendar and then I can remember.
Shot through the heart.
No. It's not like I even have it
After
written
all
down.
this
I just need to
time.
physically see, like, the number. Okay, I think I know it. I think I know it.
Do you? Do you really?
I think I know it. We can test me if you want.
I'm curious. Now I want to know.
Is it November 8th?
Yes.
Yeah, see? I'm a terrible person.
You got it. You got it. You got it down.
Use the
Congrats.
constant energy because the constant uses most. No. 100% pastry puff. Yeah. It's gotta eat them snacks. So good. The cream puffs are very integral.
I mean,
indeed.
Pastry Puff, he does talk about gotta get those calories.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta keep up the calories.
I think he's fueling up.
he burns it all, so it doesn't.
I just can't get over the little song he sings. That was great. For some reason, my mom was so enamored with the nom 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 sound effect. She was just like, they always put nom nom. They put nom nom above his head.
Yeah.
Always putting nom nom above his head. I'm like, yeah, that's the onomatopoeia for it. She's like, nom nom is a thing. I'm like, Dad plays Team Fortress 2. You've heard the heavy go nom 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 when he eats the sandwich. This is not a new thing.
Yeah, that's not even like a Japanese has extra
That's not
sound
even
effects thing.
Japanese.
Like that's like a no. We have this sound effect in English. I don't know what we're.
Like that is the English sound effect. I
Yeah.
don't know what you want from
Well,
me.
it's like we don't have. If she was like, oh, why does it keep saying menacing? Like we don't have a menacing sound effect, right? Like it's we
that
don't
was
have
the other
that.
one she was asking me about because she was like, "It's nom nom on the top, but what are those things popping up next to him?" I'm like, "Well, that's the hiragana for mogu mogu, which
English dub
is
is
the
really good.
onomatopoeia for chewing." So she figured that out.
Mod day was 5/8.
just-
All right.
It is wild
go,
watching anime with your
Goose.
parents, you guys.
You'll have to remind me. Yeah, it's
It is a
wild how
time.
much like you innately end up understanding by watching anime and then like having somebody else come in and having to be like, oh, you don't just know that. Yeah, that's like this looks like a specific
The
Japanese
big
thing.
one that my parents, I'm going to say, took issue with, not like real issue, but had to adjust to, was talk no jutsu. Where they kept like talking, and my dad's just like, can they fight already? And I'm like, yeah,
They're not
they
gonna.
talk a lot.
The talking
Yes,
is
they're
the
gonna
fighting.
they're gonna talk about their attacks. Yes, they're gonna talk about their plans. Yes, they're gonna talk about how stupid their opponent is. Yes. It's a lot of talking. You get used to it.
Oh my god, that's like a level of cream puffs, pastry puff of like he's just Popeye, but with cream puffs. Popeye the muscle man, mash the muscle man.
I imagine Finn and Lemon being very panicked if Mash fails.
Oh yes. Lance is just his stoic, kind of deadpan self. Casually walks off screen. Bamboo guy shows up, randomly saying concerned. Bamboo. Yeah, Dot is up in the concern level, but not as much as Finn and Lemon. And then it's just after a while, Lance just comes back in the outfit, specifically in the outfit with the cream puffs. The outfit is necessary. Yes. We have learned. You can't make good cream puffs without the baking outfit.
That was another one my dad talked about. They were like, why are they wearing those? They look like girls. And I'm like, because they're baking, they need aprons, and you tie your hair back with the equivalent of a hairnet.
Yeah, so good. Mars is an AU where Mash runs out of cream puffs in the dungeon and so they can't find them.
In all my exploration of the Mashley fanfics, I have not seen one like that. I think I could make that happen if you really wanted it, Allie.
I mean, it'd be pretty. Yeah, Mash is sick from lack of cream. There you go. Allie's really selling it, Mars. Allie's really selling it.
Allie is selling it.
See, Patient Puff wanted so bad. Come on, Mars. Don't you want
ingredients for cream puffs, and we got to get them from Dungeon Monsters. They have made pastries in the dungeon.
Mainly milk. Pastries are just
It's
bread.
mainly gonna be milk and cream.
The cream part is the big one. It's really just milk. Yeah, peer pressure.
Well, Senshi is gonna want to go above and beyond. He's gonna want a flavor profile. Like, these are gonna be his equivalent of the pretty patties.
So they actually do different flavors in MASH at one point. There is, I think it's at the end screen, like the ending song. They talk about chocolate.
Yes.
And
custard.
Yeah.
Shoe cream.
Yeah, exactly. And we could have a sick covered fic. We brought it back around. Exactly. It all comes full circle now.
It truly does.
Yeah, chocolate cream custard. There you go. Ooh, so getting the chocolate flavor-ish, but without it actually being chocolate, right? It's just chocolate-like.
Ooh.
Pick a fun plant. Literally just make
I can make that happen.
Plant. You know, like, easy.
I can very easily make this happen.
Yeah, and then, guys, and then another reason, Mars, is don't you want the cover art?
I do.
I'm really
very
upset.
Much so.
I'm really upset. I've been thinking about what cover art to make the Monster Soup for the Soul. Mm-hmm. And my biggest upset is that Chicken Soup for the Soul covers suck.
They're terrible.
They're so sad. And it's like, obviously I want to play into it, but they're so bad. They're so graphic design.
It's literally just words.
And I'm just
the
so
graphic
upset
design
by
is
it.
terrible.
And I'm so upset.
Yeah, oh, these are disgusting.
Remember, Donnie was literally dying of poison, but since she was just like, but I need to cook it properly. No, literally, yes. Literally, yes. The dough must rise. You know, there's no rising in cream puffs in the same way.
The only thing I sort of see is Chicken Soup for the Soul Babies edition, but it just has like a little animal on it.
Allie, have you seen the
little cartoon animal
cover art I've drawn for Mars's Fix? That's one of my favorite like side personal art things I get to do. Because if you haven't seen them, I need to show them off.
Should we show them off?
Okay,
I think we should show them off.
We'll show them off. So, we'll start chronologically as I drew them, not as you wrote them. Technically, Mars wrote the last one I drew first. And this is how we'll end stream. You have not? All right, great. So the first one is because we had just watched I think Trigun was finished. We finished Trigun Stampede.
I think so.
The fics are in Mars's AO3 account, which you can get through the links in the link channel of the Discord. So if you go to the Discord at the top section, there's the links, and you can see Mars's AO3 link, and you can see all of the fics that she's written, which include all of these ones I've made covers for. Did you post Chicken Soup for the Soul on there? Monster Soup for the Soul?
No, not yet. I was admittedly going to wait for the art.
Oh, okay. I've been trying. I just have to really come up with one. But you can read that one in the zine that we did.
Yeah, I
If you
also
wanna
wanted
do
to
it.
encourage people to check out the zine
Yeah.
before I posted it.
100%.
I was gonna wait about 3-4 months before I put it up.
But yeah, the link is in the thing.
And again, I want the cover art.
Mr. Senshi,
No
your
rush,
friend might
Ori,
literally
no
die
rush.
of malnutrition. But we need to make the pastry properly so you use as many calories as possible. What are you talking about? Yeah, no, big thing with Senshi. Big thing. Guys, I know how to make cream puffs, okay? This is very important. I literally took baking class, and that was one of the big things we did was make cream puffs. So, what is the most important time-consuming thing that Senshi would be upset about? If rushing is actually making the cream filling. You put all of the ingredients, okay? It's a lot of eggs. Eggs are very important. Don't forget eggs. It's milk, it's cream and eggs. Big things. Vanilla, he also has to do vanilla.
Okay,
because
we definitely
if there's
have egg
no vanilla,
options.
if there's no vanilla, it tastes eggy, and that's a problem because there's a lot of yolks involved. And if the vanilla specifically counteracts the egg thing. Now, we did for a long time use castor oil, which from a butt gland of a beaver that is a vanilla substitute. So, you know, do with that what you will. But I'm just saying, a monster could secrete
The more you
castor
know.
or something like that. The point is, there's a substitute, however gross it is. But, going back, I had
You
a-
underestimate me if you think there's not a way I could write about that.
Oh, no. I'm specifically telling you this because you could write about it. But you have to stand there while the pot is hot with all of this in it, and you have to whisk relatively vigorously constantly for a significant amount of time that you cannot rush. And if you stop whisking, or if you try to turn the heat up too much, or you don't wait until it actually thickens, it'll never thicken, it'll burn, it'll cook, and it'll clump. So it is a very, very important step. You put all the ingredients in the thing, and you just whisk, and you have to sit there and whisk, and you cannot be interrupted. And you cannot stop whisking, and you keep having to go, and you cannot stop. And then suddenly, very suddenly, like caramel, suddenly it'll be thick enough, and you have to remove it from the heat very fast. But you cannot rush this step, and you just have to accept that it will eventually do it, no matter how long it takes, because the environmental conditions matter. And if it's too humid, or it's not, or if it's very dry, will change how fast it happens. So that's the part that he would be upset about being rushed. Itsuzumi and Lance, they do have similar vibes. But, okay, yes.
They
so,
really
so
do.
guys, you can, again, go to the links channel in the Discord. It's right under the loudspeaker and scheduled channels, and you can find all of the links to all of our relative social medias, but specifically Mars's AO3, where all of the fanfics she has are, which include these ones that I've done. Now, the first one is the concussion one Mars was talking about, because I'm a sucker for soulmate AUs and soul mark specifically related AUs. And so Mars made one because she was
Ori
inspired.
did a beautiful,
And so this-
beautiful cover
This was
cover
the first
for this
cover
one.
for Lost Geraniums. This is the first cover. And then we have the second cover I did was for, again, of course, another Hurt Comfort one. This time, Wolfwood is the hurt one. And we have
Guys, he literally has these vials that can heal any wound
An
he has.
ample kiss.
Okay.
Which I helped Mars
Come
name
on.
as well, because an ampule is the vial, and
Yes.
and an ample kiss.
And we love a good pun
we love
around
a good
here.
pun. So there we go. Lovely. Fantastic. Last but not least on the Trigun fixes, we have another Vash being hurt comfort fic.
Can you
called
tell I really, really like
Healing
Vashwood?
Hands. And there you go. 3 Vashwood hurt comfort fix. 2 hurt Vashes, 1 hurt Wolfwood. Good shit. Top tier stuff.
Very good shit.
And then completely going in another direction. There's no hurt, there's no comfort. This is vibes, slice of life, crossover between Psyche
Crossover.
K and Mob Psycho 100. We have the Disastrous Cafe Trip, which honestly, I love this cover, man. Yeah,
think
it's
it
only
came
a
out
variant.
so,
Exactly.
so
The
good.
E is or is not possible. You don't have to have it either. But I am so happy with this cover. I love how this cover turned out. So much.
I thought it came out amazing.
Yeah, you know, I was getting the vibe, Pigeon Pup. I'm glad that you
Guys, I
agree.
thought I was hiding it well enough. I can't imagine how you guys figured it out. That's crazy.
Yes, that's
That's
strong.
actually crazy.
I'm so happy with this one. Now Mars hates Veshwood.
Mhm.
Mars, why did you tell me? But yeah,
Nah,
I love this cover.
Those are my boys.
This
Those are my
one
boys.
is 2024, I think, versus all the other ones are 2023. Yeah, this one's 2024. All the other ones are 2023. Yeah.
In
So,
terms of when they were written, Disastrous Cafe, I believe, came out before all the Vashwood stuff.
Disastrous Cafe came out pretty early, but I wasn't like drawing covers yet. It was Lost Geraniums that I was like, Mars did this because I liked Soul Marks, and that's how it inspired her. So I was like, I'm gonna draw a cover. I think it's really nice, and I think that's really cool.
So very much like Soul Mark AUs.
It was also because Mars, like reading Mars's fics and stuff, had like reminded me of when I was reading a lot of fanfics during like Voltron Legendary Defenders heyday. And there was one, I vividly remember this, there was one writer-artist duo where they would write a fanfic and the artist would draw like images to go within the fanfic as like, you know, art in it, and it was so cool and I love it. My favorite one is called The Marks We Make. It's by Witty Name is the author. It's on AO3.
That was a good one. I also like Nestled There Against His Pulse. That was another really good one.
And the artist is Wolfie Painters, I think is what it is. It's too many Wolfies. It's not the one that does. It's not the.
So many Wolfies.
Yeah, there's a lot of Wolfies. I think it's Wolf Painters, something like that. And they actually did like animated ones for that, the Marks We Make fic, and it's one per chapter, and it's very good. It's very nice, and I highly recommend if you like clients.
Yes.
But I went,
if you need your really clients fixed.
I didn't want to draw like full art like that because drawing a full body is a lot of, you know, work and like a whole scene like they were doing. I just didn't have the time. But I was like, you know what? Covers is really cool. So I was like, all right, I don't have to draw a whole person. As you can see, I make very artsy covers, if that makes it right. You know, sometimes you have like, they're classically it's just the two people, but I try to make very like symbolic artsy covers, for lack of a better word, where it's like, oh, you recognize it if you know what it's about. It's very much I read the story. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal of it, right? The artist got to read the book, sort of thing. And then, just very cool on top of this, for Mars's birthday was it in 2023? It must have been in 2023.
I think it was in 2023.
Yeah, because it wasn't this year. It wasn't 2024. So Mars's birthday 2023. I actually I took her stories and I like formatted it roughly to be a book, and I put the covers on the books as well.
That is still one of the coolest birthday presents I've ever gotten.
Because they have to be like an I think it's a multiple of 4 amounts of pages. I like added random other Trigun related art that I had made into the pages as well.
It's so pretty.
Yeah. So, and I took, okay, here you can see the covers. So it's like I took, okay, that's fine. Thank you. So as you can see, I took her like blurb of the description that she has on AO3, and I put it as the little blurb on the back, so it looks like really official.
It looks so damn cool.
So yeah.
Again, one of the coolest birthday presents I've ever gotten.
I don't know why the Lost Geraniums back is weird. Because it's in here. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys want to see that and more fics, because I've written one for Al Noah Zero, like I said. I've written one for Sword of the Stranger, of all things. I'm still really proud of that one.
But yeah, and so then once I get...
Check it out. I'm on Archive of Our Own.
Oh, and then we had the inner covers. So written by Laura Mars, our Fire Coming art, and then our little Folding Planets logo, because that's our little duo thing.
Oh,
And then this was
So good. It looked like a
random
publishing company.
Vash art. That was the goal, yeah. And circa 2023.
Oh,
It was like random Vash art that I had. I had the extra,
look
like,
at the boy.
because this is like a style turning point. This piece of art here. It's
Oh,
very
yeah.
funny. But it is, of course, Trigun related. And then yeah, I like made the chapter titles for all of them, and like it was crazy. Was it formatted perfectly? No, because then I had to take this piece of paper, take it to Staples, have them print it, and then cut them all out and fold them all over and hand stitch it. So it is very much like a little handmade
Your
like leaflet
effort
thing.
is greatly appreciated.
I knew that, and if anyone would like it, Mars would be somebody to like something like that. So it was.
I
worth it.
lost my friggin' mind.
So it was worth it.
Like, oh my god!
Yeah. Then we had this one had little doodle inner cover thing. Again with the publishing-esque company thing. See, and doing that is why I'm so pissed at why it is so fucking expensive to print anything in a booklet format. So upset.
Oh, they don't make it easy. They really don't.
And then lastly, we had this one.
Ooh.
Lovely.
Ah, yes.
Two arts. So yeah, all my Trigun art is
The
also
Wolfwood
printed out.
Sour.
Yes. It was fun to do, Allie. I enjoyed it, you know. And obviously, I got a little, you know, personal satisfaction besides just the act of giving a cool gift to Mars of like having like my cover be on like a book thing, right? It really does matter who you're giving it to, Esdrock. Unfortunately, some people don't appreciate things like that, and that's to each their own. I find people who are creative in some way prefer will appreciate it a lot more than people who are not necessarily creative in that way. Like, I'm trying to think of a specific example, but like my mother does like scrapbooking and like crocheting and all this sort of stuff, so she would appreciate getting like a handmade scarf, you know, or something more than, say, you know, someone who is like, I'd rather just have something off my list. Like, I'm not gonna use, like, I don't wear scarves. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is a difference. Like, I will always
Or even
be...
someone who's like, I have this very specific one in mind that I've had my eye on.
Yeah, and that's the only one I want. I won't wear something else. Like, I'm a little salty. I had a friend in the past that I spent a really, really, really long time knitting a Harry Potter Gryffindor scarf for them, and they never wore it.
Oh, how dare.
However, you know Dylan's a keeper because I knit Dylan in the round a life-size stuffed octopus that had a lot of techniques that I'd never done before. Like, literally, that was like my second knitting project, was making this octopus. One, it came out fantastic, but two, he still has it, and he thought that was the coolest shit ever, because it is. It was the coolest shit ever. So yeah, but yeah, personal gifts are very cool, but it definitely does matter who it is, because some people don't appreciate it, and you know, to each their own. But yeah, see, now I have to do it again, but I do technically have one Mob Psycho related art, but I have no Psyche K and only the one Mob Psycho related art. So I'd have to hope that there's only one page to fill. But with that, I think we're gonna sign off today.
Yes, after that little tour.
Yes, thank you, newly knighted mod Esdrock, for your future service.
Welcome to the ranks.
Yeah, I think if we want to move forward with the banned words thing, Pastry Puff, You can talk about it with me in the mods thing, and we can talk about it. Ah, yes, do gotta do that. Good brain enthuse. I have to do that. Where is my thing? Joop, joop, joop. Nowhere, because my brain is dead. I don't want mod view. I want to make a mod. Oh, I do it differently in Discord. That's my brain thing. There you are.
Well, that makes a huge difference.
There you go, Estrock. You are now in discussion room. Beautiful. All right. Thank you all for coming. And yes, remember, cool announcement next week on Thursday. We'll talk about it again on this Thursday and on next Tuesday until it happens. So yeah, cool new stuff there. Read the comic, listen to the dub. Hopefully I'll get the dub happening again. Right now my focus is Tangle Tower, so probably a little bit, but I want to do it. And yeah, thank you all for coming, and we'll see you all Thursday, where I get to make my head turn.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you on Thursday.